or send the data to server. And also we have reset button in order to clear the text box values. To clear all the text box values, we have to use reset button. Similarly, we have color to accept a color, to select the color. For example, I want to display the list of colors and allow the user to choose a particular color, and I want to apply that color as a background color for the web page. In this case, we have to use color option. Similarly, we have date to allow the user to choose a date. For example, date of journey or date of joining or date of leaving. To allow the user to select a date, we have to use date selection. We have to use input type equal to date. To allow the user to choose the time, we have to use input type equal to time. And similarly, if you want to accept a number, we have to use input type equal to number. To accept a numerical value, we have to use input type equal to number. Same like this. To accept email address, we have to use input type equal to email. Okay, these are some of the important input types available in input tag. So, I want to demonstrate all these input types inside one HTML program. And moreover, I would like to place the label and text box in a separate table. Means I want to take a table like this, and in this particular table, I would like to prepare some rows. We have a table with some rows, and in every row, I want to place some two cells. Two cells we are going to place in every row, and in the first cell I want to place label. In the second cell I want to place the text box. Similarly, in all the remaining cells I want to place labels. Here I want to place the text box, even below rows also. So, once you create the table, what is the benefit for you? You will be able to get the complete real-time look and feel. That means the proper alignment you will get. So, in order to align the text boxes properly, it is recommended to place them inside the table tag. Now, first we have to learn how to create the tables. To create the tables, what is required is table tags required. What are the table tags required for us? To create the table, we require the table tag represents the entire table. TR represents a table row. TD represents table cell. To represent the complete table, we have table tag. To represent a row inside the table, we have to use TR. To represent a cell inside the row, we have to use TD. So, table, TR, TD, three cells we have available, three tags we have. So, for example, this entire table is going to be represented as table tag, and only this particular row represented as TR tag. In this TR, only this specific cell is represented as TD tag. Okay, whole table is table tag, a single row is a TR, and a single cell is a TD tag. TR stands for table row, TD stands for table cell. So, in real-time applications, in many places we have to use tables. For example, I want to display the student mark sheet. What are the contents of the student mark sheet? Student roll number, student name, and corresponding subject code, subject name, marks, grade, all these details I want to display. So, the student mark sheet is an example of table. Similarly, I want to display the bank transactions, date, the transaction description, the debit amount, credit amount, and the balance. Similarly, I want to display the election results or cricket scoreboard or any other tabular information can be displayed by using table tags. In order to create the table tags, what are the tags available for us? Three tags available: table, TR, TD, mainly three tags. The table tag represents the complete table, whole table, and a TR tag is representing the particular row, a single row represented as TR tag, and a specific TD is representing the table cell. Okay. These are the 3 points that we have to understand. Now, let us see how to create the table, and then we will integrate the form inside the table. Previously, we have created a form in the last lesson. Now, we are going to create a table. Now, we are going to merge both the form and the table also. Now, let us try to understand the program. Okay. So, here first we have to create a table. First HTML program begins, HTML program ends. Inside the HTML, we have to place head and body. Now, let us save this table.html. Where we have to save this? In C:\HTML folder, we have to save it. Okay, we have created table.html. And then heading is table. In order to execute it, go to the particular folder, double click on the file to run. Now, we can see just the table, just a name like table is displayed. But in this particular thing, I want to display the table really. So, we have to place the table tag. Only by placing table tag, there is no any meaningful output. Inside the table, we have to specify some rows. TR, this is one row, again another row, again another row. N number of rows can be created like this, but still there is no output, as we have to place the cells inside the table row. I want to place 2 cells in each row. So, for example, 1 and 2. So, now we can see 1 and 2. But is it look like a table really? No, it doesn't look like a table. We have to convert this particular table into a bordered table. How to display the border for the table? We have to give table border is equal to 1. When we have specified border equal to 1, now the borders will be added for the table. Now, we can see the table with border. Okay. Now, let us add some more cells in the remaining 2 rows also. Okay, we have created 3 rows with respect to cells. In every row, we have 2 cells. For example, in this particular row, we have cell number 1 and cell number 2. I told you already, the TR tag is representing the row, the TD tag representing the single cell. Okay, here I would like to place 3 and 4. 5, 6. That's all. So, as per this particular program, the expected output is like this. So, behalf of this particular TR tag, okay, as a result, you will get one row. In this particular row, there are 2 cells. In the first cell, we can see 1. The second cell, we can see 2. Similarly, behalf of this particular TR, another row we can expect. And in this particular row, again we have 2 cells. In the first cell, we have 3. In the second cell, we have 4. And the same way, 5 and 6 also we can assume. So, every row represented as TR, every cell represented as a TD inside it. So, in this program, now we can see a simple table with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Now, I would like to convert this particular basic table into the form. I want to place a real-time registration form, suppose a student registration form for the university. So, first I want to place a form tag. Inside the form tag, we have to place the table tag. Now, the table is a part of the form. Now, the table is a part of the form. Inside the form tag, we have table tag. Now, inside this particular table, in this particular cell exactly, I want to place a label. To specify the label, we have to use label tag. Let me place in the next line Okay, so here exactly we are ready to place a label. So label for T1. T1 indicates ID of the text box. So name you want to accept. So the first TD is complete. Now coming to the second TD, here we are going to place the actual text box. To place actual text box, we have to use input type equal to text. Input type equal to text will allow you to accept the name. Now we can see the name, and in the next row I am going to place another TD. In the second TD we are going to place another label, that is T2 email. To accept the email address, we are going to place input type equal to email. Okay, here in this second TD I am going to place the input type equal to email. For this, what is the ID is required? For the first one, ID is T1, second one ID is equal to T2. Okay. So we have created two rows. Now we can see the both text boxes are neatly aligned. Okay. Now we can see the next one. I want to place amount field I would like to place. So to place the amount, we have to place another label for T3 amount we are going to place. How to accept the amount? Since amount means a numerical field, we have to use input type equal to number. So for this we have to use input type equal to number. ID is equal to T3. T for text box. Instead of T1, T2, T3, we can give any other names. Okay, let's close this TR. Even this one. Now like this we have created, but the benefit of using the table here is once we have removed this particular border, now you can notice the text boxes are neatly aligned. Previously, yesterday also we have created the similar kind of form, but the difference is the alignment was not good as we have not used any table. In case if you want to bring the neat alignment for the text boxes, we have to place the form inside the table. So have a look at once. First we have to place the form. Inside the form we have to use table. Inside the table we have to use rows. The first row contains two cells. The first cell contains the label, second cell contains the text box. Second row. In the second row, first cell contains the email label, second cell contains the email text box. Third row. Third row contains, first cell contains the amount label, second cell contains the number text box. And you can in the same way we can repeat remaining. Now you can also place the reset button and submit button. The purpose of reset button is to clear the text box values, we have to use reset button. Let's add the reset button. First a TR. In the first TD I am going to place reset button. Input type equal to reset. Once we have placed the input type equal to reset, we are getting a reset button here. So once we click on reset button, what happens is all the values that we have entered in the respective text boxes will be automatically clear. See, the text boxes are clear once we click on reset button. And also we have another type of button, that is input type equal to submit. Input type equal to submit is used to submit the form. Submit. If you want to submit the form to the server, we have to use submit. Generally, to where we submit. So, generally speaking, in every form, submit button is common. For example, below the login form, we have to display login, that is submit button. Below the registration form, we have to display register submit button. Below every form, submit button is common. Once the user clicks on submit button, whatever the values that are entered in the text boxes and maybe check boxes or radio buttons too, all these values will be sent to the server. On the server side, some other program is going to execute. That type of program is called as server side program. Server side program will receive the values and will insert the same into database. The server side programs generally developed based on server side programming languages such as Java, PHP or Python or Node.js, etc. But here we are not going to create any Python or .NET program. Here we are going to create a submit button in order to submit the data to server. Okay. To create the submit button, we are going to use input type equal to submit. But there is a disadvantage in the input type equal to submit, that is, it will not allow any images. Suppose I want to place an image as a submit button. To display the image as a submit button, alternatively we have to use button tag. Actually, for not only for image, if you want to place text or image or sometimes both, for any case the button tag will be helpful for you in order to display the any text or image as a submit button. We have to use button tag. So, always instead of using input type equal to submit, button tag is however recommended in real time projects. Now, let us see how to work with the button tag. Here we are going to place the button tag. Inside the button tag also we can place any text, for example register. We can place any text here. So, that is going to be appear. But instead of this plain text like a register, I want to display an image as a submit button. To display the image, we have to use IMG tag here. First, let me copy paste the image. So, I am just having some sample images first. Okay, here we have an image called OK.png. I want to use this image as a submit button. So, first we have to copy this particular image and paste here. So, what is the file name we have? OK.png. Now, I want to display the OK.png inside the button. So, here what tag we have to use to display image? IMG tag, IMG src equal to the OK.png. Now, inside the button we can notice the image is there, text is there, both can be displayed. To go to next line, we are using BR. Actually, the basic point is the button tag is a container. Inside the button tag we can place any content including image or text or else any other HTML tag we can place inside the button tag. Now, we can just refresh and execute. Now, it is displaying the image and text, but image size is a bit large image. However, we can reduce the size by using width is equal to, for example, we are providing 20 pixels. Now, we can notice the image width is reduced. We can even decrease more, for example, 15 pixels. Okay, that could be enough. So, in order to display the image plus text, we have to use button tag. Only for image also we can use, only for text also we can use the button tag. And when we click on this button, this particular data values will be submitted to server. In order to submit the values, compulsory we have to provide the name attribute. So, for all these fields we have to add the name attribute. For example, name is equal to person name. Here also name is equal to email. Here name is equal to amount. What is the benefit of providing the name? The names only will be submitted to server when we click on submit button. For example, I am entering ABC @gmail.com 1000. Once we have entered these values and click on submit, we can hello. Okay. Now we can see the values are being submitted. So person name is equal to ABC, email equal to abc@gmail.com. Here person name is a name, ABC is a value. Okay. So as we want to submit the data to server, we have to use names and values. Okay. Also, let us create a search box. To create the search box, we have to use input type equal to search. Generally, at the top of the form, we have to use search box. Suppose below the heading, I am going to create search box. Input type equal to search. Now we can see the search. Also, in order to place the text inside the search box, we have to use placeholder. Placeholder is equal to search. Now, the placeholder is displayed here. Now, the benefit of search box is, if you open the same page in Chrome, for example, open with Chrome. After typing some text in the search box, automatically if you notice here in the right hand side, we can see into mark in order to clear the text box. See, if once you click on this, the text box will be clear. Okay, in case of search box, automatically we are getting the clear button to clear the text box value. Okay. And when we open the page, in which text box the cursor is appear? By default, the cursor is not appear anywhere. Now I want to place the cursor directly inside the name text box. In order to place the cursor inside the name text box, what exactly we have to use? For the name text box, we have to use autofocus is equal to autofocus. By placing an attribute called autofocus is equal to autofocus, now we can notice when you open the page, by default the cursor is appear in the name text box. Why it is appear in the name text box only? Because for that particular text box we have given autofocus is equal to autofocus. In other words, for which text box you want to place the cursor by default, for that particular text box only we have to give autofocus equal to autofocus. Next, so for this amount value, for this amount I want to specify some default value. To specify the default value, we have to use value attribute. To specify the default value, we have to use value attribute. For example, I am saying 1000. 1000 is default value. So when you open the page itself, by default, automatically it is showing 1000. And I don't want to allow the user to modify the value. To disable modification, we have to add an attribute called disabled equal to disabled. Once we have given disabled equal to disabled, then that particular text box value becomes disabled. Now the user is no longer able to modify the value. I am just increasing or decreasing, I am trying to type something, we are unable to type anything in the amount text box because it is completely disabled. Okay, now I want to place a drop down list inside the form. How to create the drop down list? We can create the drop down list by using select tag. Okay, let's place, for example, a row. I want to place a set of options like payment mode. Under payment mode, we have three options: debit card, credit card, net banking. I want to place these three options as a drop down list. When the user clicks on this particular drop down list, then only these three options should be appear, not directly like this. So, how to create as a drop down list? First, we have to place a select tag. By placing the select tag, we can see a drop down list is appear. Inside the drop down list, I am going to place the option tags. For every item, we have to place one option tag. How many options we have? 3 options. So, we have to place 3 option tags. For one option tag we have to use. As we have 3 options, we have to place 3 option tags. Okay. So, 3 options tags we have created. Out of these 3, any one can be selected by user. So, we have given 3 option tags. I just open this. See, by default, we can see 3 options and user can select any one of these options. So, to create the radio button, to create the drop down list, we have to use select tag. And for this select tag also, it is required to give name. Name is equal to payment mode. So, the benefit of giving the name is the selected value will be submitted to server. You can notice, for example, I am selecting credit card. After selecting credit card, after click on submit button, we can notice the payment mode also will be submitted to server. We can notice in the notepad, payment mode also will be submitted automatically to server. Okay, I want to create a multi-line text box where the user can enter multiple lines. For example, comments. Okay, how to create such that we have to place, first let us place one row, comments. So, if you are placing input type equal to text, input type equal to text, the problem is we are accepting only single line of comments, but I want to accept multiple lines of comments. To accept the multiple lines of comments, we have to use text area tag. Text area tag. Once we have placed a text area tag, we are able to see multiple lines of comments. So, user can type multiple lines of text. To accept the multiple lines of text, we have to use text area tag. Okay. Now, I want to place all these things, all these fields inside a box. I want to visualize a box like this. In order to place them inside a box, we have to place field set. So, at the beginning of the form, I have just added a field set. Inside the field set only, I am going to place all this table. I just cut this particular table and paste it inside the field set. Now, we can notice the program very clearly. First, we have a form. Inside the form, we have a field set. Inside the field set, we have a table. All these TR, TD tags are now inside the table. So, after completion of all the rows together, finally, we have closed the field set. After closing the field set, then finally, we have to close the form. The benefit of field set is we can see a box surrounding the form, so that it will be understandable for the developer, for the users. And we can also display some heading for the field set. To specify the heading, we have to add legend tag. The legend tag is used to specify the heading for the field set. I am just using legend, for example, personal details. So, this will be the heading for the field set. Now, we can notice the heading personal details displayed as a field set. So, to display the group, in order to group up the text boxes and to display the heading, we have to use field set. What is the structure we have to follow? Check it. First, we have to place the body. Inside the body, we have to place form. Inside the form, we have to place field set. Inside the field set, legend, and then followed by a table. And inside the table, n number of tiers. First tier, name. Second tier, email, third tier amount, next tier payment mode, again next tier comments. We can place any number of tier tags. So finally we have to close the table, then we have to close the field set, then we have to close the form. Finally body tag close. So this is how we are going to create. Right. Next, I want to specify the maximum number of characters that you want to accept inside the text box. By default, in a text box, we can type any number of characters. There is no limit. To specify the number of characters inside the text box, we have to specify max length is equal to some number of characters, for example, 30, which means that only 30 characters are allowed maximum. Only 30 characters. So I am typing more than 30 here, it is not placing anymore. I am typing here, it is not placing because we have given a limit of 30, so it will accept up to 30 characters. And also, in order to make the text boxes mandatory, compulsory to enter, we can add required equal to required. If you mention required equal to required, then it is must to enter the value, it cannot be blank. So we have just added required equal to required for the name text box. So that particular text box is mandatory. So if you don't enter the name, it will show error message like this. Similarly, if you want, you can also add the required attribute for all the remaining tags also, including for email, payment mode, comments, everything. Okay, now I want to let you know how to create option groups. What is the meaning of option group? Option groups are used to divide the options into multiple categories. For example, you assume we have a list of banks, and out of the n number of banks, hundreds of banks, I want to display the group of banks. For example, I want to display like this: top banks. Under top banks, I want to display the popular banks like SBI, ICICI, etc. Under other banks, I want to display the remaining banks. So the most important banks I want to display in one category, that is called one option group. Remaining banks I want to display in another category, so that is other option group. So in order to group up the option tags, we have to use OPT group tag. This is one option group, this is another option group. Okay, right. Now let's place it. So just here I am just adding a new TR. Here I am going to place bank, and now we are going to place a select tag. What are the list of banks? I am going to place the list of banks like State Bank of India, and some other different banks I am trying to place with the different option tags. ICICI Bank, okay, HDFC Bank, Bank of India, Indian Overseas Bank. Like this, I just placed a different set of banks. Now I want to display all these banks in a categorized format instead of in a plain format. So I want to group up the first 3 banks as one group, and I want to place the remaining into other group. So how do we group them? We have to place them inside the respective option group tag. So first, in order to do so, first we have to place OPT group label is equal to some heading is required. For example, we are going to place it inside top banks. Under top banks, we are displaying all these banks. All these first 3 banks are now inside the top banks category. All remaining banks are under other category. For example, OPT group, again label is equal to, the label is other banks. So inside the other banks, we are going to place the option tags. Now the concept is very clear, just very simple. Just we have to place the select tag. Inside the select tag, we have to place the first option group, then we have to place the second option group. The first option group has a heading that is top banks. So here in the output, under top banks, these banks are being displayed: SBI, ICICI and HDFC. And coming to the second option group, that is other banks. Under the other banks, you want to display the remaining banks like Andhra Bank, Bank of India and so on. So now it will be very easy to understand for the user point of view. So if you have too many number of options, it is recommended to use the option group. Okay. So we have been seen from the last 2 days, yesterday and today, mainly we have seen different types of form elements like input tag, text area, select, option, OPT group, label, button, different types of form tags. All these are used to create different types of forms for different purposes, like a login form, registration form, change password form, different types of forms we can try to display. So, and also we have different types of other HTML tags. For example, we have list tags, table tags, and also we have different types of tags, audio tag, video tag, etc. So we are going to see the remaining set of HTML tags in the further lessons. So, but in the HTML, one point we have to keep in mind, the HTML only meant for creating elements. If you are expecting how to apply the colors, styles, like how to beautify the elements, we cannot do that by using HTML. All the styling part come under the CSS. We have to use CSS wherever required, then only we can make the web page beautiful and attractive. Thank you.
Hello, welcome to today's session once again. So we are continuing with the TCS pattern. I'm going to explain the entire online assessment pattern first. This is for the benefit of those who did not attend the session for last 2 days, and then I will move on to one more sample of how to write an effective email. All right, so let's begin. Here is your pattern which you can expect for the online assessment. You will have 4 sections. The first one being email writing skills, then you have quantitative aptitude, TCS program C language. You will have multiple choice questions there. Then you have a coding test, which is going to be descriptive, where you need to write the entire code. Now let's look at the details. The number of questions for email is just 1. You just need to write 1 email. I will show you how the email question will look like. The time allotted is 10 minutes. You need to write the email within 10 minutes. Then you have quantitative aptitude. You will have 20 questions. The duration is 40 minutes, 2 minutes per question. And there are 2 questions which is star marked. I will tell you what do you mean by star marked very soon. Then you have the C program, multiple choice question. You have 10 questions there, 20 minutes, which means 2 minutes each. You do not have any star mark questions there. And coding test, you need to write a code based on the questions given, and the time allotted is 20 minutes. Now, there is an important aspect which you need to remember, which is in terms of negative marking. So how much marks will you lose in case if you give a wrong answer? And that is 0.33% of the total mark allotted to that particular question. So there's a negative marking of 0.33% for every wrong response, and negative marking is applicable only for quantitative aptitude. There are 2 questions in quantitative aptitude which I showed you. These 2 star marked questions will carry double the mark. So basically, if the remaining 18 questions have 1 mark each, this one will carry 2 marks, whatever is star marked. Now the point that you need to remember is, if you can score double if it's a correct answer, you will also lose double in case if the answer is incorrect. Which means instead of minus 0.33%, you will lose minus 0.66%. So please keep that in mind when you attempt these 2 questions. Now, the topics that you can expect for quantitative aptitude, there's a varied topics there. These varied topics are probability, permutation and combination, time and distance, time and work, equations, ratios and proportions, allocations and mixtures, series and progression, average, percentage, profit and loss, problems on ages, area, shapes and perimeter, number system, HCF and LCM, and reasoning. So the entire 20 question for quantitative aptitude will be from these topics. Okay. Now, for email writing, there are certain things which you need to remember you have to do, and there are certain things which you should not be doing. So let me take you through these. I've spoken about these earlier. I'm just re-emphasizing on this so that you do not make a mistake, because 80 to 90% of the students have done well in quantitative aptitude last time, but they failed in email. All right. So here is the one. Read the topic carefully. Read and understand the keywords or key phrases mentioned. Use each and every keyword, phrases mentioned. If you miss even one keyword, you will be disqualified. Even if you miss one of the keyword, the email will be invalid. Ensure the keywords are used in the same form as mentioned in the topic. For example, if there is a keyword which is buy, you cannot use bought, a past tense. Keywords should be mentioned in the same sequence as mentioned in the topic. Start a new paragraph for change of thought group, and new paragraph should start as a fresh line. Now, another set of do's which you need to remember without making any miss. The entire email should be left indent. I will show you again what do we mean by left indent. Do not leave a gap on the left when you start a new paragraph. Use the receiver's name and sender's name as mentioned in the topic. Always begin your email with greeting. Always, which is hello, do not use hi. Always end your email with salutation and summary, thanks and regards. Mention the sender's name if it's mentioned, or you can mention your name. Ensure the entire email is written within 10 minutes. Please remember, you need to click on the submit button within 10 minutes. If you exceed 10 minutes, the email will not be submitted and you will get disqualified. Which means click on the submit button before the 10-minute time is up. Clicking on the submit button even at the 10-minute mark or later will not allow the email to be submitted. The word count of the email should be as per the instruction given in the question. Alright, so I've spoken about these aspects earlier. Now, things that you need to remember in terms of what you should not be doing. This is a violation of the entire email process. So please go through this. Do not miss even a single keyword or phrase mentioned in the topic. Do not change the tense or verb form of the given topic or the keyword. Do not address the receiver as hi. Do not make any spelling mistakes, grammatical mistakes, or punctuation mistakes. Do not exceed 10-minute time limit. Do not write the email below the number of words given in the instruction. So if you exceed the time or if you use less number of words, the keywords, you will get disqualified. So please keep that in mind. In the last session, I had given an assignment. I don't know how many of you have submitted in the comment section of the YouTube video, but here it is once again. I want you to write this email. This is still a part of your assignment. Okay? So I'm going to zoom this a little bit so that it's clearly visible to all of you. Please make a note of this. You need to write an email. I'm going to pause here so that you can make a note of this question. This question is going to be marked on red so that you can identify. Write an email to Bhavya Reddy giving her the details of procedure of deleting temp files from a desktop. Follow the instruction below. Follow the rules. Now these are the instructions mentioned below which you need to follow. The rules. Use all the keywords given below. Minimum words should be 50, otherwise your email cannot be validated. You will get disqualified. Addressing and signing should be done as in the question. Now addressing is Bhavya Reddy. This is the receiver. It doesn't say from whom the mail is going, so you can write your name. Common grammatical rules. Punctuation should be according to standard English. I did mention a bit of that. You can use your own phrase along with the phrases given. Now there are 10 keywords which you need to use in the email. Please make a note of this. Now what I'm going to do is read up all these keywords, then I'll help you write the email. D drive, delete, cleanup, temp files, restart system, speed, cookies, browser, procedure. Okay, so I'm going to make this easy. Okay, so now I have all these keywords in this format. It's easier to refer for me when I'm writing this email. I just want to have the repository of all the keywords. Okay, now I'm going to write the email. Now if you see, I made a mistake here. Let me zoom this a little bit more. Now what is the mistake here? The name should always start with capital letter. Okay, this should be fine. The name should always start with capital letters, so I need to remove the lowercase b and replace that with uppercase B. After that, usually people use a comma after the name. This is not needed. If you have it, it's fine. If you don't have it, it's absolutely fine. Earlier days, older days, we used to use a comma here. It's redundant, it's of no use. So I say hello Bhavya. Now I can start writing the email. Okay. I am writing this email. Now, lot of us write the email like this. You see this gap here. Lot of people leave this gap. Now, if you remember, I clearly mentioned the entire email should be left indent. Means nothing can start on the right or in the middle. So it should start in the left, which means I need to get rid of this blank space. You see this blank space? I need to get rid of this. I can't use this blank space. All right. So I'm writing this email to help you to improve the system speed. This is the introduction for the email. Every email should have an introduction, the main content, and the summary. Now, how do I differentiate between these three? I need to change paragraph. Okay. So here we go. Now, these are the keywords I'm going to use: D drive, delete, cleanup, temp files, restart, system speed, cookies, browser, procedure. So I wrote hello Bhavya, that's the name of the receiver, and then I say I'm writing this email to help you to improve the system speed. I will zoom it again. This is just for quick reference. Next paragraph. Please follow the steps mentioned below. Speed up your system performance. Okay. Now this is the list of procedure or the steps I'm going to give, so I can make it like a systematic point. Click on D drive, then select the unwanted files and temp files. Once you have I'm just making a quick change here. Click on D drive to clean up the unwanted files. Select the unwanted, select the once you have selected the files, click on delete. Now let's look at what am I missing here. Okay, once you have selected the files, click on delete, then restart the system. To increase the performance speed. The speed is usually low due to cookies, which gets saved in browser history. Hope this procedure was helpful. Thanks and regards, Ron. Now, if you look at the entire email, this is left indent. Let me lower it a little more. So this is all left indent. Okay. Now, did I use all the keywords? Yes, I did. But did I use it in the same sequence? No, I did not. Plus, I made few mistakes as well. So I need to make sure there are no such mistakes. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to write a simple email without any topic to help you understand things that you need to keep in mind. Okay. Now when you have an email, let me use a different format. This is going to be better in terms of visibility. First and foremost, I need to have greeting. So I'll say hello. Whatever the person's name is. Hello, John. I hope this is visible, all right? Now, once I'm done greeting the person, I need to go to the next line. A lot of people leave this gap. This is wrong. Hope you are doing well. This gap is not needed. Please don't leave this gap. Okay? This gap is absolutely unnecessary and it's wrong. The entire email should be left indent. Hope you are doing well. I wanted to write, basically I'm writing an email to somebody by name John about the TCS drive. Please pay attention to what I am writing. I am making few mistakes on purpose. This is just to identify where the mistakes are. All right. Okay. Now this is an email which I have written with few mistakes. Now let's look at what the mistakes are. First and foremost, the entire email is left indent, but the closing is on right. This is wrong. Okay. It cannot be right. It has to be all left indent. If you read further, TCS drive, which is scheduled in first week of September. Now, September is a name of a month. The S has to be capital. This is wrong. You'll be happy to know that APSSDC. Now, APSSDC is an acronym. What do we mean by acronym? A short form. Any kind of short form should be mentioned in capital letters. Okay? Has organized a training program. This training will be very helpful. Now, VARY is pronounced as vary. For example, the results vary from the efforts, means they're different. But here I want to say very, which is VERY. Now, what is happening is the system is not identifying this as a spelling mistake because vary is also a word. You need to be very careful about simple spellings. If you make mistakes in terms of spellings, you will get disqualified. Okay. So let's read this. The training will be very helpful for you. Please attend the program. Now look at this. The sentence ends with a full stop, but the next word starts with a lowercase. This is wrong. It has to start with the uppercase. Please attend the program through YouTube. Now YouTube is again a name. Y has to be capital here. Through YouTube or MANA TV. Now MANA TV, M should be capital, T and V should be capital because it's an acronym, it's a short form. TV stands for television. To learn about the test pattern. I hope you will join the training. Again, I is a new sentence. This whole thing is a new sentence and I'm starting with a lowercase. This is wrong again and this is also wrong. I cannot have anything as a right indent. So let's make corrections. And this regards should start with uppercase. The name should start with uppercase. S, let me make the correction, it's September. APSSDC, I need to make the correction. Has organized. Now if you see, if I zoom in, organized shows red underline, because MS Office follows American English, and American English says organized should be ZED, but SED is also acceptable. The training will be very helpful. VERY. Please attend, P capital. Please attend the program through YouTube, Y capital, or MANA TV, M capital. T and V should be capital to learn about the test pattern. Next, I hope you will join the, now look at the spelling of training, it's TRAINING. Now this is perfect. Now let me remove this line, it's not getting accommodated in one screen. So now this is fine. Now if I have to write an email, I need to follow this same pattern. Clear? Now quick information that is essential for you. In terms of spellings, you need to be very sure that you're not making spelling mistakes. There are certain words where you get confused. For example, then versus than. Okay, then we have advise, SE and CE. I'm going to list down few more so that you understand where you have the potential mistakes coming in. Confirm and confirm, both are pronounced the same way, but it's spelt differently because they have different meanings. Okay, so please be very careful there. Certain words where people make mistakes because they are confused. Niece versus niece. Now I will tell you which one is correct, which one is incorrect. If both are correct or both are incorrect, you will get to know that soon. One word where people make a lot of mistakes in terms of spelling is vacuum. What is the spelling of vacuum? It's VACUUM. No, it's VACUUM. That is how vacuum is spelled. It's not VACCUM. A lot of people make the mistake. They say VACCUM. This is wrong. It's VACUUM. Okay. Now let's go to these words. When I say then means about time. Or condition. For example, now I want to talk more about conditions first. Okay. Let me reduce this so that it's easy for you to understand. Now then means condition. Once I reach the college and meet my friend, only then I will attend the training. So I'm putting a condition there. What do we mean by than? Than is comparison. For example, John is taller than Mary. Now here I'm comparing. Samsung is a better phone than iPhone. So when I say than, I'm comparing it. It's more of a comparative display or expression. Then is more in terms of condition. Okay, so keep that in mind. Now what do we mean by advice CE and advice SE? Both are correct. Advice is nothing but a noun. For example, please give me an advice. Now when we have ADVISE, this advice is a verb. For example, please advise me. So the suggestion, the synonym is advice. So when I'm asking for it, it's like a noun, it's like an object. Please give me an advice. I want to give you an advice. So it's CE, and when it's a verb, when you can use the same word in the verb form, instead of C you need to use S, and it's pronounced as advise. So please advise me, I want to advise you. So please do not make a mistake there. Okay, you should be clear about the spellings. Now let's look at confirm versus conform. Both are pronounced the same way. Confirm is a verb form of confirmation. I want to send you a confirmation, or I want to confirm. Both mean the same. It's a verb form of confirmation. Now conform, CFORM, means complying to a rule, means following a rule. So let me show you an example here for confirm. Please confirm if you are interested in TCS Drive. Now confirm, FORN, means complying. If you are interested, please conform to the rules. Okay. Now NICE, NIECE and NEICE, this is an incorrect spelling. This word does not exist. People make a mistake there. Niece means daughter of your brother or your sister. Okay. Another word where people make a mistake is it WEIRD or WIERD? It's sorry, I spelled the same way here. Okay, W-E-I-R-D, weird, or W. Okay, I wrote the same way again. My bad. Is it W-I-E-R-D or W-E-I-R-D? Which one is the correct spelling? If you are watching this program, please identify which one is the correct word. W-E-I-R-D or W-I-E-R-D? The correct answer is W-E-I-R-D. This is correct. So if you are spelling that in the other way around, that is incorrect. Okay. Likewise, a lot of words where people make tons of mistakes in terms of spelling. For example, tomorrow. It's T-O-M-O-R-R-O-W. Lot of people make a mistake there. It's T-O-M-M-M-R-O-W. This is wrong. Occasion. O-C-A-S-S-I-O-N. No. It's O-C-C-A-S-I-O-N. This is the correct spelling. Likewise, you will get lot of words which you will end up using in your entire email writing. If you make these spelling mistakes, you will be in deep trouble. In tomorrow's session, what I'm going to do is I'm going to bring you a list of words where you need to identify what is the correct spelling. Because if you go wrong with spelling, if there are more than 2 or 3 errors in terms of spelling or punctuation or grammar, you will get disqualified. Every email will have minimum number of words. You may have exceeded the minimum number, which is good. You may have written the email within 10 minutes, which is good. You submitted the email. But in case if it has a lot of spelling errors, grammatical errors, punctuation errors, again, you will get disqualified. So you got to be very, very clear. You cannot make these mistakes. Tomorrow's session will be dedicated only for correcting spellings, making sure the sentence formation is correct, there are no grammatical errors, and the punctuation, which is very, very important. So these 3 aspects we will cover tomorrow, and we'll also look at one sample email which came in the earlier papers. Okay, whatever question you have, please post on the comment section of the YouTube video. It's very important that I know what you have written, what you're understanding. Based on that, I can provide you with the feedback. And as far as the other trainings are concerned, the technical training for TCS, aptitude training for TCS, tomorrow I will inform you the details as well as the placement drive, the date, time, venue, all these aspects shall be notified to you tomorrow. Okay? You have a great day ahead.
Hi, hello, good morning viewers. Welcome to MANA TV, welcome to Tally training program conducted by APSSDC. This is Chandrasekhar. I will teach you about Tally. Right. In the yesterday's class, we have seen about how Tally is there, what is the syllabus of Tally, what are we are going to learn, and chadukovalsina syllabus anni chusamu. Then we have seen some features of Tally. Yesterday we have seen only accounting features. Today we are going to see other features like accounting features we have seen yesterday. Today we are going to see about inventory features, taxation features, and payroll features. Okay. After this, then we are going to see how to enter the transactions, how to create the company, how to create the ledgers. The main part will be going to discuss. So please see the screen. Then we can know how to create the. Now we are going to see the right. So just click on Tally icon, the screen will be opened. Okay, so the screen open in avutundi meeku. So okasari education mode kabatti మనకి ఇక్కడ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ మోడ్లో చేయాలి, ఏ మోడ్ చేయాలని అడుగుతుంది. సో అప్పుడు మనము ఎడ్యుకేషన్ జస్ట్ ఇలాంటి ఏమైనా ఎర్రర్స్ వస్తే మీరు జస్ట్ ఎస్కేప్ ఇవ్వండి. సో people, all the students will be learning on education mode at their homes or at their sometimes in their colleges. So please select the education mode, come down and select the education mode. అంటే అందరి ఇంట్లో అందరి దగ్గర లైసెన్స్ వర్షన్ ఉండదు కాబట్టి ఇంట్లలో మనం డైరెక్ట్గా ఎడ్యుకేషన్ మోడ్ డౌన్లోడ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. అది ఎలా డౌన్లోడ్ చేయాలో నిన్నటి క్లాస్లో మనం చూసాము. ఇక్కడ వర్కింగ్ ఎడ్యుకేషన్ మోడ్లో వచ్చి ఎంటర్ కొట్టండి. సో దిస్ విల్ బి ఆల్రెడీ ఓపెన్, రైట్. సో yesterday FLN features lo yesterday we have seen accounting features. Now we are going to see the inventory features. Inventory features ante enti మన స్టాక్ సంబంధించినవి. స్టాక్ అంటే మనం దేంతో ఏ ఐటమ్స్తో అయితే బిజినెస్ చేస్తున్నామో దానికి సంబంధించింది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఒక ఫర్నిచర్ బిజినెస్ అయితే వాళ్ళ స్టాక్ ఐటమ్స్ వచ్చి ఫర్నిచర్ ఐటమ్స్ ఉంటాయి, లైక్ సోఫా సెట్ కానీ సోఫా సెట్, అల్మారాస్, చైర్స్ ఇలాంటివన్నీ అవుతుంది. అదే ఒక మెడికల్ షాప్ తీసుకుంటే కనుక మనకు టాబ్లెట్స్, మెడిసిన్స్ వాళ్ళ స్టాక్ ఐటమ్స్ అవుతుంది. ఒక టెక్స్టైల్స్ బిజినెస్ కనుక చూసుకుంటే కనుక వాళ్ళ క్లోత్స్, డ్రెస్సెస్ ఏవైతే ఉంటాయో అవి వాళ్ళ స్టాక్ ఐటమ్స్ అవుతుంది. సో అలాంటివి ఏమన్నా ఇక్కడ ఉన్నప్పుడు మనము ఫ్యూచర్స్ ఇక్కడ చెక్ చేసుకుంటాం. సో ఫస్ట్ ఆప్షన్ ఈజ్ ఇంటిగ్రేట్ అకౌంట్స్ విత్ ఇన్వెంటరీ. ఇంటిగ్రేట్ అకౌంట్స్ విత్ ఇన్వెంటరీ. ఇంటిగ్రేట్ అంటే ఏంటి? నథింగ్ బట్ కాంబినేషన్. అంటే అకౌంట్స్ని, ఇన్వెంట్స్ని రెండు కలిపి చూపించడాన్ని ఇంటిగ్రేటెడ్ అకౌంట్స్ విత్ ఇన్వెంటరీ అంటాం. అంటే ఇప్పుడు మనము అకౌంట్స్, ఇన్వెంటరీ రెండు కలపాలి అనుకున్నప్పుడు, అంటే కొందరు స్టాక్ మెయింటైన్ చేస్తారు, ఓకే, ఆ స్టాక్ రిపోర్ట్స్ లైక్ క్లోజింగ్ స్టాక్ కానీ ఓపెనింగ్ స్టాక్ అవన్నీ కూడా మీకు కావాలి అన్నప్పుడు ఇది ఎస్ పెట్టుకొని యూస్ చేస్తారు. నెక్స్ట్ ఈజ్ ఎనేబుల్ జీరో వాల్యూ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్. జీరో వాల్యూ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్స్ ఏంటంటే సమ్ టైమ్స్ వెన్ యూ గివ్ యర్ ఫ్రీ గూడ్స్, అంటే ఒక ప్రోడక్ట్ కొంటే ఒక ప్రోడక్ట్ ఫ్రీ అమ్ముతాం, అవునా? ఒక ప్రోడక్ట్ కొన్నప్పుడు ఇంకో ప్రోడక్ట్ ఫ్రీగా అమ్మినప్పుడు దానికి అంటే ఇక్కడ యూనిట్స్ మాత్రం మనం కస్టమర్కి ఇస్తాము, కానీ వాటికి ఛార్జ్ చేయము. సో అలాంటి ప్లేసెస్లో మనకి అమౌంట్ కాలంలో జీరో కావాలి. సో అలాంటి వాటిని ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ జీరో వాల్యూ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్స్ అంటాము. సో అలాంటి జనరల్గా మనం ఏమైనా డిస్కౌంట్స్ ఇస్తే కనుక ఇక్కడ ఎస్ పెట్టుకొని మనము స్టార్ట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. దెన్ కమ్ టు స్టోరేజ్ అండ్ క్లాసిఫికేషన్. So here you can maintain the stock in godowns. Different business have different godowns. కొందరు godowns maintain చేస్తారు కదా, like raw material godown, finished goods godown, work in process godown, or some will maintain the goods in different locations, like area wise godowns, okay, like Vijayawada godown, Guntur godown, ఓకే. అలా ఉన్నప్పుడు గోడౌన్స్ ఏమైనా మెయింటైన్ చేయాలనుకున్నప్పుడు ఈ యొక్క ఆప్షన్ పెట్టేసుకొని మీరు గోడౌన్స్ మెయింటైన్ చేసుకుంటారు. అలాగే స్టాక్ కేటగిరీస్ ఉంటాయి. సో సమ్ విల్ మెయింటైన్ కేటగిరీస్. సపోజ్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ తీసుకుంటే కనుక ఒక ఎలక్ట్రానిక్ షోరూంలో వెళ్తే మీ టెలివిజన్స్ ఉంటాయి, టెలివిజన్స్ అన్నీ ఒక కేటగిరీ, మ్యూజిక్ సిస్టమ్స్ అన్నీ ఒక కేటగిరీ, మొబైల్స్ అన్నీ ఒక కేటగిరీ. సో ఆ విధంగా మీరు మెయింటైన్ చేయాలి అనుకున్నప్పుడు ఈ యొక్క ఆప్షన్ ఎస్ పెట్టి మీరు యూజ్ చేసుకుంటారు. ఫైన్. నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఈజ్ batch wise details. This is very important. Who is maintaining stock in like eatable things. అంటే మీరు ఏమన్నా ఈడబుల్ అమ్ముతారు కదా, లైక్ బిస్కెట్ ప్యాకెట్స్ కానీ టమాటో కెచప్స్ కానీ అలాంటి ఏమైనా ఈడబుల్ ఐటమ్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా, అప్పుడు ఆ బ్యాచ్ వైజ్లో ఉంటుంది మనకి. సో అప్పుడు మీరు బ్యాచ్ వైజ్లో ఉన్నప్పుడు ఈ యొక్క ఆప్షన్ ఎస్ పెట్టుకొని యూస్ చేస్తారు. లైక్ ట్యాబ్లెట్స్ కానీ వాటికి కూడా బ్యాచ్ వైజ్ డీటెయిల్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఎక్స్పైరీ డీటెయిల్స్ ఉంటాయి. సో అలాంటి వాటికి ఇది ఎస్ పెట్టి మనం యూస్ చేస్తాము, రైట్. అలాగే సెట్ ఎక్స్పైరీ డేట్స్, ట్యాబ్లెట్స్కి కానీ అలాంటి వాటికి ఎక్స్పైరీ డేట్స్ ఉంటుంది కదా, ఎస్పెషల్లీ బ్యాచ్ వైజ్ అండ్ ఎక్స్పైరీ డేట్స్. ఈ రెండు మనకి ఎప్పుడు యూజ్ అవుతుంది అంటే ఎప్పుడైతే మీరు ఈటబుల్ ఐటమ్స్ అంటే డైలీ ఫుడ్ ఐటమ్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా, ఆ ఫుడ్ ఐటమ్స్కి ఈ రెండు అనేది బాగా యూజ్ అవుతుంది, రైట్. నెక్స్ట్ కమ్స్ ఆర్డర్ ప్రాసెసింగ్. అంటే సమ్ కంపెనీస్ విల్ మెయింటైన్ ఆర్డర్ ప్రాసెస్, అంటే సేల్స్ ఆర్డర్స్, పర్చేజ్ ఆర్డర్స్. వితౌట్ ఎనీ పర్చేజ్ ఆర్డర్ వాళ్ళు స్టాక్ పర్చేస్ చేయరు. అలాగే వితౌట్ ఎనీ ఆర్డర్స్ ఫ్రమ్ ద కస్టమర్స్ దే విల్ నాట్ సెల్ ద గూడ్స్ అనమాట. సో అలాంటి బిజినెస్ మెన్స్ కానీ, అలాంటి బిజినెసెస్ కానీ, అలాంటి ట్రేడింగ్ ఆర్గనైజేషన్స్ కానీ, అలాంటి మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ ఇండస్ట్రీస్ కానీ ఎవరైనా అలాంటి మెయింటైన్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు ఈ రెండు ఆప్షన్స్ని ఎక్స్పెక్ట్కొని చేశారు, ఓకే. అలాగే జాబ్ ఆర్డర్ ప్రాసెసింగ్. There are some manufacturing units, they will maintain job order. Job orders అంటే ఎస్పెషల్లీ ఇప్పుడు జాబ్ ఆర్డర్ అంటే ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ ఇప్పుడు నాకు ఒకటి ఒక ఫర్నిచర్ మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ చేసే షాప్ ఉందనుకోండి. ఫర్నిచర్ మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్ అంటే ఒక ఫర్నిచర్ ప్రోడక్ట్ అనేది డిఫరెంట్ కస్టమర్ డిఫరెంట్ బేస్గా మనకు ఆర్డర్ ఇస్తారు. అంటే ఒక కస్టమర్కి ఒక కలర్ కావాలి, ఒక సైజ్ కావాలి, డిఫరెంట్ ఉండదు, ఒక డిఫరెంట్ మోడల్స్, కొందరికి వుడ్ టైప్లో చేంజెస్ కావాలి, కొందరికి డిఫరెంట్ మోడల్స్ కావాలి. సో అలాంటి వాటి జాబ్, అలాంటి బిజినెస్ చేసే, అలాంటి ఐటమ్స్ చేసేవన్నీ జాబ్ కాస్టింగ్ అంటాం. ఓకే, అలాంటి వాళ్ళు ఇక్కడ ఎస్ పెట్టుకొని మన జాబ్ కాస్టింగ్ వాళ్ళు యూస్ చేసుకుంటారు. ఎనేబుల్ ఇన్వాయిసింగ్. సో ఎనేబుల్ ఇన్వాయిసింగ్ అండ్ డెబిట్ నోట్స్, క్రెడిట్ నోట్స్, ఈ 2 ఆప్షన్స్ మీకు అకౌంటింగ్ ఫ్యూచర్స్లో కూడా ఉంటాయి. జస్ట్ ఐ విల్ షో యూ సి F1 ఫీచర్స్. సో ఇక్కడ కూడా మీరు ఎనేబులింగ్ ఇన్వాయిస్, డెబిట్ నోట్స్ అండ్ క్రెడిట్ నోట్స్ ఉన్నాయి కదా. సో ఈ 2 ఆప్షన్స్, దేర్ ఆర్ సమ్ ఫ్యూచర్స్ విచ్ ఆర్ సిమిలర్ ఇన్ అకౌంటింగ్ ఫ్యూచర్స్ ఆల్ వెల్ యాజ్ ఇన్వెంటరీ. అంటే కొన్ని ఫ్యూచర్స్ మనకి అకౌంటింగ్లో కూడా ఉంటాయి, అవే ఫ్యూచర్స్ ఇన్వెంటరీలో కూడా రిపీటెడ్ అవుతాయి. ఓకే, దెన్ ద నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఈజ్ మెయింటైన్ సపరేట్ కాలమ్స్ ఇన్ ఇన్వాయిసెస్, సపరేట్ డిస్కౌంట్ కాలమ్స్ ఇస్ ఇన్వాయిసెస్. సపోజ్ ఇన్వాయిసెస్లో మీరు డిస్కౌంట్ కాలమ్ ఏమైనా కావాలి అనుకున్నారనుకోండి, అది ఇక్కడ ఎస్ పెడతాం. ఓకే, సో అలాగే ట్రాక్ అడిషనల్ కాస్ట్ ఫర్ పర్చేజ్ ఐటమ్స్, అంటే మీరు ఏమైనా పర్చేస్ చేసినప్పుడు వాళ్ళకి ట్రాన్స్పోర్టేషన్స్ అలాంటివి ఉంటాయి. సో అవి మీకు డైరెక్ట్గా పర్చేస్ కాస్ట్లోనే ఇంక్లూడ్ కావాలంటే ఏం చేయాలి, అలాంటివి ఇక్కడ ఎస్ పెట్టుకొని చేస్తారు. ఓకే, సో మెయింటైన్ మల్టిపుల్ ప్రైస్ లెవెల్స్ వెన్ వీ యూజ్ దిస్ ఆప్షన్. ఈ ఆప్షన్ ఎప్పుడు యూజ్ చేస్తాము అంటే, సపోజ్ వీఆర్ డూయింగ్ బిజినెస్ and our customers are some wholesalers and our customers all retailers. మీరు ఎప్పుడన్నా ఒక్కొక్కసారి కొన్ని బిజినెస్లో బోర్డ్స్ అబ్జర్వ్ చేసి ఉంటే, రిటైల్ అక్కడ మీ బోర్డ్స్ పైన చూస్తే హోల్సేల్ అండ్ రిటైల్ అని ఉంటుంది. అంటే హోల్సేల్ వాళ్ళకి సపరేట్ ప్రైజెస్ ఇస్తాము, రిటైల్ వాళ్ళకి సపరేట్ ప్రైజెస్ ఇస్తాము. సో అలాంటి సిచ్యుయేషన్లో ఈ ఆప్షన్స్ పెట్టుకొని మనం హోల్సేల్, రీటైల్ అనే ఆప్షన్ పెట్టుకొని మనం వాటికి ప్రైస్ లెవెల్ డిఫైన్ చేస్తే ఆటోమేటిక్గా మన ఇన్వాయిస్లో హోల్సేల్ అని సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకున్నప్పుడు హోల్సేల్ ప్రైజెస్ మనకి ఆటోమేటిక్గా ఇన్వాయిసెస్లో వచ్చేస్తాయి. అలాగే రిటైల్ సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకున్నప్పుడు రిటైల్లో ఉన్న ఐటమ్స్ ఆటోమేటిక్గా వచ్చేస్తాయి. ఓకే, సో ఇవి ఇంకా దీని గురించి మనం డెప్త్గా ఆ టాపిక్ వచ్చినప్పుడు డెప్త్గా మనం డిస్కస్ చేద్దాము. ఓకే, దెన్ అలా అదర్ ఫీచర్స్ ఉన్నాయి ఇక్కడ. ఇంకా అదర్ ఫీచర్స్ లైక్ ట్రాకింగ్ నంబర్స్. దిస్ ఈజ్ అంటే ట్రాకింగ్ నెంబర్స్ ఎప్పుడు యూస్ చేస్తాము అంటే ఫర్ సేల్స్ అండ్ పర్చేస్ ఆర్డర్స్ ఉన్నప్పుడు ఈ ట్రాకింగ్ నెంబర్స్ యూస్ చేస్తాము. అలాగే ఈ రిజెక్షన్ ఇన్వర్డ్స్ అవుట్వర్డ్స్ అనేది మనం ఎప్పుడు యూస్ చేస్తాము అంటే లైక్ మ్యానుఫ్యాక్చరింగ్లో మనకు వచ్చిన గూడ్స్ ఏమైనా రిజెక్షన్ కావాలి, ఇన్వర్డ్ అవుట్వర్డ్ అలాంటివి ఉన్నప్పుడు యూజ్ చేస్తాం. ఈ మెటీరియల్ ఇన్వర్డ్ అండ్ అవుట్వర్డ్ సేమ్ రెండింటికి అదే టైప్లో యూస్ చేస్తాం. అండ్ యూస్ కాస్ట్ ట్రాకింగ్ ఫర్ స్టాక్ ఐటమ్. అలాగే ఒక కాస్ట్ ఐటమ్ని ఒక ఐటమ్ పర్చేస్ చేస్తాం, ఆ ఐటమ్కి సంబంధించిన ఎక్స్పెండిచర్స్ అన్నీ మనం ఒకటే దానిలో అక్యూములేట్ చేసి ఈ పలానా ఐటమ్ ఎంత అవుతుంది కాస్ట్. సో వీ క్యాన్ ట్రాక్ ద కాస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ఈచ్ ఐటమ్. సపోజ్ ఐఎమ్ పర్చేసింగ్ 4 to 5 items in one invoice. Okay, item A, item B, item C, item D and item E, and I want to know the cost of item A. ఆ ఐటమ్ ఏకి కూడా ట్రాన్స్పోర్టేషన్ ఉంటుంది, ఐటమ్ బికు ట్రాన్స్పోర్టేషన్ ఉంటుంది, ఐటమ్ సి యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ డి అండ్ ఈ. సో ఇవన్నిటి కలిపి ఒకటేసారి కాస్ట్ మనం పర్చేసెస్ చేస్తాము. ఆ పర్చేస్ కాస్ట్ మన ఆటోమేటిక్ అక్యూములేట్ అయ్యి ఏ కాస్ట్ ఎంత ఐటమ్ పట్టిందో తెలుస్తుంది. సో దీస్ ఆర్ ద ఫ్యూచర్స్ అవైలబుల్ ఇన్ దట్. దెన్ వీ మూవ్ టు ద taxation features, very important features. Nowadays you can see on the screen GST, VAT, excise, TDS and TCS. So these all were available till for 30th June 2014. Now from 1st July 2017 only GST can be activated. అంటే ఇక్కడ మనకు ట్యాక్స్ అంటే జిఎస్టీ సంబంధించిన ఏమైనా ఫీచర్స్ యాక్టివేట్ చేస్తే ఇక్కడ వచ్చి యాక్టివేట్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. సో మీ అందరికీ ఒక డౌట్ వచ్చి ఉండాలి, అంటే సార్ మరి వ్యాట్ ఉంది కదా, వ్యాట్ ఎందుకు అంటే సో అర్లియర్ కొంత వ్యాట్ డేటా కూడా అదే కంపెనీలో మెయింటైన్ చేస్తారు కాబట్టి సో మనకు ఆ ఫ్యూచర్ యాక్టివేట్ చేసుకుని అంటే అర్లియర్ అంటే 2017కి ముందు కూడా కంపెనీస్ కొంత టాలీలో మెయింటైన్ చేస్తారు కాబట్టి ఆ ఫ్యూచర్ వల్ల అలాగే పెట్టారు. అంటే చూసుకోవాలి కదా మన ఫ్యూచర్లో. అండ్ ఇఫ్ యూ వాంట్ టు see the previous year transactions which contains VAT, then this feature is enabled and you can see. So alage excise, service tax, TDS, TCS. So these all are the taxation features which are available in Tally. You can make you can make enable it and you can use it. Okay, alage F6 is nothing but your add-on features. Add-on features is nothing but when you are purchasing any apps from Tally, you can see here from Tally shop, these are the some, when you click on this Tally shop, so you can purchase this add-ons అనమాట. అంటే ఒక యాప్స్ లాగా పనిచేస్తుంది. సో ఈ యాప్స్ పర్చేస్ చేసి అందులో యాక్టివేట్ చేసినప్పుడు మనము ఈ యొక్క యాడ్-ఆన్ ఫీచర్లో యాడ్ అవుతుంది. ఇది ఇక్కడ ఆప్షన్ ఎస్ పెట్టేసి మనము చూసుకుంటాం. ఓకేనా? సో స్టూడెంట్స్, టిల్ నౌ వీ హ్యావ్ సీన్ దిస్ ఆప్షన్స్. అంటే మన అకౌంటింగ్ ఫీచర్స్, ఇన్వెంటరీ ఫీచర్స్, ట్యాక్స్ అండ్ ఫీచర్స్ అండ్ యాడ్-ఆన్ ఫీచర్స్ మనం అన్ని ఎలా అంటే ఎలా వర్క్ చేసాను చూసాం. సో దిస్ ఆల్ ఫీచర్స్ ఆర్ గివెన్ బై టాలీ. Okay, so this some you can observe that some features are yes, some features are no. So why this? ఎందుకు కొన్ని ఆప్షన్ ఎస్ పెట్టారు, కొన్ని ఆప్షన్స్ నో పెట్టారు. సో ఇవన్నీ ఆప్షన్స్ ఎందుకంటే ప్రతి ఒక్క కంపెనీ ఇవన్నీ ఫీచర్స్ యూస్ చేయాలని లేదు. సో ఇప్పుడు మన మొబైల్ ఉంటుంది, అలా చాలా యాప్స్ ఉంటాయి. మనం డైలీ అన్ని యాప్స్ యూస్ చేయం కదా, కొన్ని యాప్స్ యూస్ చేస్తాం కదా. సో అలాగే టాలీలో కూడా వాళ్ళకి కావాల్సిన ఫీచర్స్ అన్నీ అందులో ఉన్నాయి. సో మనం ఏ ఫీచర్స్ అయితే కావాలని అనుకుంటున్నామో అవన్నీ యాక్టివేట్ ఎస్ అని పెట్టేసి అవన్నీ యాక్టివేట్ చేసేసుకొని వర్క్ చేస్తాము. ఓకే, సో దీస్ ఆల్ ఆర్ ద ఫీచర్స్ విచ్ యూ క్యాన్ సీ which are available in Tally. Right, now we are going to see how to create the company. అంటే అకౌంటింగ్ని ఎలా చేయాలి టాలీలో, వాట్ ఆర్ ద స్టెప్స్ టు బి ఫాలోడ్, నెసెసరీ అంటే మీకు కావాల్సిన ప్రాసెస్ ఏంటి, టాలీలో అకౌంటింగ్ మనం చేయాలంటే మన ఫస్ట్ స్టార్టింగ్ ఎలా చేయాలి, ఫస్ట్ కంపెనీ క్రియేట్ చేయాలా, తర్వాత ఏం చేయాలి ఏంటి, అవన్నీ వచ్చినప్పుడు ఒకసారి స్క్రీన్లో చూడండి, మీకు ప్రాసెస్ ఉంటుంది. సో యూ హ్యావ్ సీన్ దట్ అకౌంటింగ్ ప్రాసెస్ ఇన్ టాలీ ERP9. సో బేసికల్గా చెప్పాలంటే ఓన్లీ మన 5 స్టెప్సే ఉన్నాయి. ఇఫ్ యూ క్లియర్లీ అబ్జర్వ్, దట్ ఈస్ క్రియేషన్ ఆఫ్ కంపెనీ, creation of accounting ledgers or accounting groups, creation of inventory and inventory groups, voucher entry and reports. So first మనకి ఏదైనా కంపెనీ అంటే ఏదైనా ఒక ప్రాబ్లం మనకి ఎగ్జామినేషన్లో కానీ లేదంటే మీరు ఇంటర్వ్యూలో వెళ్ళినప్పుడు కానీ వాళ్ళు అడుగుతారు, ఒక చిన్న ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఇచ్చేసి దీనికి మీరు నాకు సొల్యూషన్ ఇవ్వండి అని అడుగుతారు. సో అప్పుడు మనం ఏం చేయాలి, ఫస్ట్ స్టెప్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు క్రియేట్ ద కంపెనీ. సో అక్కడ ఉన్న డేటాని ఏం డిస్టర్బ్ చేయొద్దు కదా. సో అందుకనే ఫస్ట్ మన పేరు పైన కానీ లేకుంటే అక్కడ ఇచ్చిన ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ పైన కానీ ఏదైనా మీ కంపెనీ నేమ్ ఉంటే ఆ కంపెనీ నేమ్ ఫస్ట్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తాం. ఓకే, ఫస్ట్ వీ హ్యావ్ టు క్రియేట్ ద కంపెనీ. దెన్ ఆఫ్టర్ క్రియేటింగ్ కంపెనీ యూ హ్యావ్ టు సీ ద ప్రాబ్లం. ఆ ప్రాబ్లంలో మనకి ఏం ప్రాబ్లం అంటే ఆ ప్రాబ్లంలో ఏమి ఇచ్చాడు. సపోజ్ మిస్టర్ ఎక్స్ స్టార్టెడ్ ఎ బిజినెస్ అన్నాడు, రైట్, అప్పుడు ఎక్స్ క్యాపిటల్ అకౌంట్ క్రియేట్ చేయాల్సి ఉంటుంది. సో అలా ఆ ప్రాబ్లంకి సంబంధించిన అందులో మనకి ఏవైతే లెడ్జర్స్ అకౌంట్స్ అవసరం ఉంటాయో ఆ లెడ్జర్ అకౌంట్స్ అన్నీ ఫస్ట్ క్రియేట్ చేసుకుంటాం, రైట్. అలాగే గ్రూపింగ్ కూడా అవసరం ఉంటే గ్రూపింగ్ కూడా చేసుకుంటాం. సో ఈ గ్రూప్స్ కోసం మనం తర్వాత మనం డిస్కస్ చేద్దాము. గ్రూప్స్ అంటే ఏంటి, ఎన్ని రకాలుగా గ్రూప్స్ ఉంటాయి ఏంటి అనేది. So we will discuss in depth in the while creation of ledgers and groups classes, right. Next, creation of inventory. Inventory అంటే ఏంది, స్టాక్ ఐటమ్స్. ఆల్రెడీ అంటే స్టాక్ ఐటమ్స్ అంటే మనం ఏదైతే బిజినెస్ చేస్తున్నామో ఆ బిజినెస్ సంబంధించిన స్టాక్ ఐటమ్స్ క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవాలి కదా. ఇప్పుడు ఫర్నిచర్ ఉంది, మనకు ఫర్నిచర్ షాప్ ఉందనుకోండి, అప్పుడు ఫర్నిచర్ షాప్లో మనం అల్మారాస్ పర్చేస్ చేస్తాము. సో అల్మారా పర్చేస్ రికార్డ్ చేసుకోవాలి కదా మన టాలీలో, ఎన్ని అల్మారాస్ వచ్చాయి, అలాగే మనం ఎన్ని అల్మారాస్ సేల్ చేసాము, వాటి క్లోజింగ్ బ్యాలెన్స్ ఎంత. సో దట్ ఆల్ క్యాన్ బి డన్ ఇన్ ఇన్వెంటరీ క్రియేషన్ స్క్రీన్, రైట్. నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఈజ్ వోచర్ ఎంట్రీ. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఈజ్ వోచర్ ఎంట్రీ. ఈ వోచర్ ఎంట్రీలో మనకేముంటాయంటే, ఈ వోచర్ ఎంట్రీలో మనం కావాల్సిన ట్రాన్సాక్షన్స్ ఉంటాయి. సో మనం ట్రాన్సాక్షన్స్ ఎలా చేయాలి, పర్చేస్ ఎలా చేయాలి, సేల్స్ ఎలా చేయాలి ఏంటి అనేది మన ట్రాన్సాక్షన్స్ ఉంటాయి. ఓకేనా, అంటే ఈ వోచర్ ఎంట్రీ చూసుకుంటే మన డైలీ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్స్, మన బిజినెస్లో చేసిన డైలీ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ అన్ని ఈ వోచర్ ఎంట్రీలో కనబడుతుంది. తర్వాత వచ్చేసి రిపోర్ట్స్, మనకు కావాల్సిన రిపోర్ట్స్ A to Z, లైక్ యువర్ ఫైనాన్షియల్ రిపోర్ట్స్, ఓకే, ఫైనాన్షియల్ రిపోర్ట్స్ లైక్ బ్యాలెన్స్ షీట్, ప్రాఫిట్ అండ్ లాస్ అకౌంట్, స్టాక్ సమ్మరీ, యువర్ రేషియో అనాలిసిస్, ఓకే, యువర్ రేషియో అనాలిసిస్ కానీ, సో ఇవన్నీ రిపోర్ట్స్. సో బేసికల్గా చూసుకుంటే కనుక ఫస్ట్ స్టెప్ ఈజ్ క్రియేషన్ ఆఫ్ కంపెనీ. దిస్ ఈజ్ వన్ టైం క్రియేషన్. అంటే మీరు ఒక కంపెనీ కొత్త స్టార్టప్ కంపెనీ ఉంది, స్టార్టప్ కంపెనీలో మీరు వర్క్ చేస్తున్నారు, రైట్? అందులో ఆ స్టార్టప్ కంపెనీ ఫస్ట్ టైం ఒక కంపెనీ క్రియేట్ చేస్తారు, దట్స్ ఆల్. ఇట్స్ అ లైఫ్ టైం క్రియేషన్. సో ఒకసారి కంపెనీ క్రియేషన్ చేస్తాము అంటే ఇట్స్ నాట్ అవర్ డైలీ ప్రాసెస్. అంటే డైలీ మన కంపెనీస్ క్రియేట్ చేయాలనేది మనకి ఉండదు, ఓకే. నెక్స్ట్ అనేసి క్రియేషన్ ఆఫ్ అకౌంటింగ్ లెడ్జర్స్ అండ్ గ్రూప్స్. ఈ అకౌంటింగ్ లెడ్జర్స్ అండ్ గ్రూప్స్ కనుక చూస్తే మనకు కావాల్సిన అకౌంటింగ్ గ్రూప్స్ లైక్ అంటే ఇప్పుడు కొత్త ఒక కస్టమర్ వచ్చాడు, సో ఆయన కస్టమర్ అకౌంట్ క్రియేట్ చేయాలి. అలాగే కొత్త సప్లయర్ వచ్చారు, సప్లయర్ అకౌంట్ క్రియేట్ చేసుకోవాలి. కొత్తగా మనం ఒక ఎక్స్పెన్స్ స్పెండ్ చేస్తున్నాము, then we have to create an expense account. So depending, this is the third step. Second step, the creation of ledger account depending upon the transactions we are doing, depending upon the new expenses we are spending, depending upon the new income we are receiving, depending upon the loans we are taking, depending upon the assets we are purchasing. సో ఇది అనేది ఎప్పుడైతే కొత్త ఐటమ్, కొత్త లెడ్జర్గా ఒక ఎక్స్పెన్స్ కానీ, ఇన్కమ్ కానీ, అసెట్ కానీ, లయబిలిటీ కానీ పర్చేస్ చేసినప్పుడు ఒక న్యూ ఐటమ్, న్యూ లెడ్జర్ క్రియేట్ చేసేటప్పుడు ఈ సెకండ్ స్టెప్ అనేది యూస్ చేస్తాం. నెక్స్ట్ థర్డ్ స్టెప్ క్రియేషన్ ఆఫ్ ఇన్వెంటరీ. సో ఇన్వెంటరీ ఈజ్ ఆల్సో లైక్ వెన్ ఎవర్ వీఆర్ పర్చేసింగ్ అ న్యూ ఐటమ్స్. ఇప్పుడు మనకు ఏజెన్సీ పెట్టాము, కొన్ని ప్రోడక్ట్స్ పర్చేస్ చేస్తాము, టైల్లో క్రియేట్ చేస్తాము, ఎంట్రీస్ చేస్తాము. అలాగే న్యూ ఐటమ్ మళ్ళీ ఒక బిజినెస్లో కొత్త ప్రోడక్ట్ వచ్చింది, ఆ కొత్త ప్రోడక్ట్ని మళ్ళీ క్రియేట్ చేస్తాం. అంటే మనం మామూలుగా స్టెప్ నెంబర్ 1 అంటే కంపెనీ క్రియేషన్ చూసుకుంటే లైఫ్లో ఒక 1 టైం ఉంటుంది. స్టెప్ నెంబర్ 2 లెడ్జర్స్ క్రియేటింగ్ అంటే ఫ్రీక్వెంట్గా అప్పుడప్పుడు అవసరం పడవచ్చు. అట్లాగే ఇన్వెంటరీ, స్టెప్ నెంబర్ 3 ఇన్వెంటరీ అండ్ స్టాక్ ఐటమ్స్. వెన్ వీఆర్ పర్చేసింగ్ అ న్యూ ఐటమ్ ఆర్ సెల్లింగ్ ఇట్, వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు క్రియేట్ ద ఇన్వెంటరీ. నెక్స్ట్ వోచర్ ఎంట్రీ. దిస్ ఈస్ ద వెరీ వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్ స్టెప్. ఇఫ్ యు ఆర్ సేయింగ్ దట్ డైలీ అంటే ఈ వోచర్ ఎంట్రీలోనే మన ఎంట్రీస్ అన్ని పాస్ చేస్తాం. ప్రతి ఒక్క అంటే అకౌంటింగ్ వర్క్ అంతా మనకి 4th స్టెప్ వోచర్ ఎంట్రీలోనే ఉంటుంది. అంటే మీరు సేల్స్, ఇప్పుడు ఎవరికైనా సేల్స్ చేస్తారు, ఇన్వాయిస్ చేయాలి, దట్ విల్ బీ ఇన్ వోచర్ ఎంట్రీ, ఓకే. ఇప్పుడు పర్చేస్ చేశారు, ఏమైనా గూడ్స్ పర్చేస్ చేస్తారు, దట్ విల్ బీ ఇన్ వోచర్ ఎంట్రీ. అండ్ రిసీట్ చేశారు, అది వోచర్ ఎంట్రీ. ఏమైనా పేమెంట్ చేశారు, అది వోచర్ ఎంట్రీ. ఏమైనా జనరల్ అడ్జస్ట్మెంట్స్ ఉన్నాయి, అది వోచర్ ఎంట్రీ. మీరు అమౌంట్ డిపాజిట్ చేశారు, విత్డ్రా చేశారు. సో ఇవన్నీ డైలీ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్స్ ఏవైతే మనీ రూపంలో మీరు స్పెండ్ కానీ, లేదంటే ఇన్కమ్ రావడం కానీ, ఇన్కమింగ్ బెనిఫిట్ ఆర్ అవుట్ గోయింగ్ బెనిఫిట్ ఏది ఉన్నా ఈ వోచర్ ఎంట్రీలో మనం పాస్ చేస్తాం, రైట్. నెక్స్ట్ వన్ రిపోర్ట్స్. సో కంపెనీ క్రియేషన్, లెడ్జర్ క్రియేషన్, ఇన్వెంటరీ క్రియేషన్, వోచర్ ఎంట్రీ అయిపోయింది. సో అయిపోయిన తర్వాత మనకి ఇప్పుడు రిపోర్ట్స్ కావాలి కదా. పలానా స్టాక్, వాట్ ఈస్ ద స్టాక్ ఈజ్ అవైలబుల్ ఇన్ ద గోడౌన్, వాట్ ఈస్ ద రిసీవబుల్స్, వాట్ ఈస్ ద పేయబుల్స్, ఓకే. అలాగే మనం యాజ్ ఆన్ డేట్ ప్రాఫిట్ ఎంత, యాజ్ ఆన్ డేట్ ప్రాఫిట్ ఆర్ లాస్ ఎంత, యాజ్ ఆన్ డేట్ స్టాక్ ఎంత ఉంది, యాజ్ ఆన్ డేట్ బ్యాలెన్స్ షీట్ మన అసెట్స్ ఎంత, లయబిలిటీ ఎంత, మనకి బిజినెస్ నుంచి ఎవరు ఎంత అమౌంట్ ఇవ్వాలి, what is the amount we have to receive, what is the amount we have to pay, what is the receivables, what is the payables. This all can be done in reports. Reports are again calculated, divided as accounting reports, inventory reports, okay, and financial reports. So ఇవన్నీ ఇన్ డెప్త్గా మనము నెక్స్ట్ క్లాసెస్లో, తర్వాత క్లాసెస్లో ఏవైతే ఉంటాయో అప్పుడు మనం చూద్దాం. సో ద ఫస్ట్ స్టెప్, ద క్రియేషన్ ఆఫ్ కంపెనీ. సో కంపెనీ ఎలా క్రియేట్ చేయాలి ఏంటి అనేది మనం ఇప్పుడు టాలీలో చూద్దాం. సో ప్లీజ్ సీ ద స్క్రీన్, రైట్. సో మీరు ఇప్పుడు టాలీ స్క్రీన్ చూస్తే కనుక ఇది కంపెనీ ఉంటుంది, ఓకే, రైట్. సో ఇది ఎందుకు ఇలా వచ్చిందంటే ఆల్రెడీ రాజేశ్వరి లిమిటెడ్ అనే కంపెనీ ఆల్రెడీ మన టాలీలో ఉంది కాబట్టి ఓపెన్ అయ్యింది, ఓకే. సో బిఫోర్ దట్ జస్ట్ వీ డిస్కస్ అబౌట్ ద స్క్రీన్ అవైలబుల్ ఆన్ టాలీ. అంటే ఒకసారి ఈ స్క్రీన్ చూడండి. మీరు కొంచెం అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే కనుక లైక్ ఇప్పుడు F2 కానీ, F2 పీరియడ్ కానీ, కంపెనీ ఇన్ఫో కానీ ఇవన్నీ యాక్టివేటెడ్ అయ్యి ఉన్నాయి. నెక్స్ట్ అలాగే F3 చూస్తే ఇక్కడ యాష్ కలర్లో ఉన్నాయి, రైట్. అంటే ఈ యాష్ కలర్లో ఉన్నాయి, కంపెనీ అంత బోల్డ్ అయి ఉన్నాయి. అంటే బోల్డ్ అయి ఉన్న ఏవైతే బటన్స్ ఉన్నాయో అవి యాక్టివేట్ ఉన్నాయి, దట్ విల్ బి వర్కింగ్. ఏవైతే హ్యాష్ కలర్లో మీకు బోల్డ్ లేకుండా ఉన్నాయో అవి నాట్ వర్కింగ్, అంటే అవి వర్క్ చేయవు, ఓకేనా. ప్లస్ టాలీలో మన షార్ట్ కట్ కీస్ అనేది ఎక్కువ బై హార్ట్ చేసి చేయాల్సిన అంత అవసరం అంత ఉండదు. ద మోర్ యూ ప్రాక్టీస్ ద మోర్ యూ గెట్ ద హ్యాబిచుయేటెడ్ ఫర్ ద షార్ట్ కట్ కీస్. అంటే ప్రతి ఒక్క షార్ట్ కట్ కీ మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే కనుక ఇక్కడ టాలీ పైనే ఉంటుంది, స్క్రీన్ పైన ఉంటుంది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ మీరు F2 చూసుకుంటే కనుక ఇక్కడ F2 కన్నా ఏం లైన్ లేదు, అంటే జస్ట్ F2 ప్రెస్ చేస్తే F2 అంటే ఫంక్షన్ కీ అండి. మీ పైన F1, F2, F3, F4 అని బటన్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా, ఆ F2 అనమాట, నాట్ F+2. అంటే లెటర్లో F ప్లస్ డిజిట్లో 2 కాదు, F2 అని మీ కీబోర్డ్లో పైన ఫంక్షన్ కీ ఉంటుంది, ఆ F2 ప్రెస్ చేయాలి, దట్ ఈస్ F2, రైట్. అలాగే చూస్తే కనుక ఒకసారి ఇప్పుడు అదే బటన్ కింద చూస్తే F2 ఉండి కింద అండర్లైన్ ఉంది, రైట్. సో సింగిల్ లైన్ అండర్ ఉంటే అది ఆల్ట్తో పనిచేస్తుంది, అంటే ఆల్ట్ ద కాంబినేషన్ షుడ్ బి ఆల్ట్ ప్లస్ F2. ఓకే. సో వన్స్ అగైన్ ఐఎమ్ రిపీటింగ్, మనకి ఏ లైన్ లేదు అంటే డైరెక్ట్లీ దట్ బటన్ యూ ప్రెస్ డైరెక్ట్ బటన్, రైట్. ఇఫ్ యూ హ్యావ్ సింగిల్ లైన్ and have some number on it or letter on it, then you have to use the key alt plus that followed by that key number. ఓకే, అంటే ఆల్ట్ F2. ఓకే, అలాగే మీరు పైన చూస్తే కనుక 2 లైన్స్ ఉన్నాయి కొన్నిటికి. సమ్ యూ హ్యావ్ 2 లైన్స్ లైక్ డబుల్ లైన్. సో డబుల్ లైన్ ఉంటే ఏం ప్రెస్ చేయాలి? యూ హ్యావ్ టు యూస్ ఫర్ కంట్రోల్ H, Control H or Control S, Control G, Control K. సో సింగిల్ లైన్ ఉంటే కనుక ఆల్ట్, డబుల్ లైన్ ఉంటే కనుక కంట్రోల్. సో ఈ విధంగా మనము టాలీలో కీస్ని యూస్ చేస్తాం. ఓకే, సో వితౌట్ ఎనీ లైన్ డైరెక్ట్ బటన్ యూస్ చేయాలి. విత్ సింగిల్ లైన్ ఆల్ట్ ప్లస్ ఆ బటన్తో అక్కడ ఉన్న లెటర్ కానీ యూస్ చేయండి కీబోర్డ్లో. అలాగే డబుల్ లైన్ ఉంటే కనుక కంట్రోల్ ప్లస్ ఆ ఒక కీ లెటర్ని ప్రెస్ చేయండి. సో ఆ విధంగా మీకు ఆ షార్ట్ కట్ కీస్ అనేది ఆటోమేటిక్గా టాలీలో వర్క్ అవుతుంది. అలాగే కమ్ టు డౌన్. సో ఇక్కడ చూస్తే ఫస్ట్ మీరు ఇక్కడ టాలీ చూస్తున్నారో దాన్ని ప్రోడక్ట్ స్క్రీన్ అంటాము. తర్వాత వర్షన్ చూస్తున్నారు, ఇక్కడ తర్వాత చూస్తే వర్షన్ అని ఉంది, అంటే మీరు ఇన్స్టాల్ చేసిన వర్షన్ ఏంటి 6.4.7. అలాగే మీరు యూస్ చేసిన వర్షన్ ఏంటి, మిడిల్ దానిలో వచ్చే లైసెన్స్ అండ్ సర్వీసెస్ అని ఉంది. సో ఇక్కడ చూసినట్టయితే ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అంటే ఏ మోడ్ యూజ్ చేస్తున్నారు, ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అయితే ఎడ్యుకేషన్ అని కనిపిస్తుంది. ఇఫ్ ఇట్ ఈస్ అ లైసెన్స్ వర్షన్ అక్కడ మీకు లైసెన్స్ నంబర్ ఉంటుంది, రైట్. అండ్ అది మీరు ఎక్కడ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేశారు, ఎవరి ల్యాప్టాప్లో ఇన్స్టాల్ అయింది, లేకుంటే ఆ సర్వర్ నేమ్ పీసీ నేమ్ అనేది ఇక్కడ కనబడుతుంది. ఓకే, అండ్ మనము టాలీ యూజ్ చేసేటప్పుడు చాలాసార్లు క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ వాడాల్సి ఉంటుంది, అవునా. సో క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ యూజ్ చేయడానికి మనం సపరేట్ క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ ఏం అవసరం లేదండి టాలీలోనే. సో హియర్ యూ క్యాన్ సీ క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ ప్యానల్. సో క్యాలిక్యులేటర్ space, you can call as calculator space or calculator panel. So how it is works? Control plus N. So you press Control N. If you pressing Control N, then the calculator panel will be activated and you can use calculator. 25 plus 25, 50, 25 divided by 3, 8.33, 50 into 2. Like this you can use your calculator. Again come back to the main screen. You can use escape, అంటే escape అన్న వాడొచ్చు, లేదా Control M. Okay, Control N is for calculator, Control M is for main screen. Okay, Control N, or I am pressing escape. Okay, now you have come to the main screen. And if you observe here the current period, అంటే మన ఏ ఫైనాన్షియల్ పీరియడ్కి ఏ కంపెనీ అయితే క్రియేట్ చేసామో, ఏ ఫైనాన్షియల్ ఇయర్ అయితే క్రియేట్ చేసామో ఆ పీరియడ్ ఇక్కడ వస్తుంది. 1 ఫైనాన్షియల్ ఇయర్, దట్ మే బీ ఫ్రమ్ 1st April to 31st March 2019 or 1st January to 31st December, whatever the period we are selecting, that will automatically come here. And what is the current date? ఎందుకంటే ఇక మన టాలీలో ఇక్కడ ఏం ఎంట్రీలు చేయలేదు కాబట్టి మన ఫస్ట్ లాస్ట్ డే ఆఫ్ ఎంట్రీ అదే ఇక్కడ ఆటోమేటిక్గా చూపిస్తుంది. ఓకే, అండ్ ఇట్స్ మాస్టర్స్ ఆర్ నథింగ్ బట్ యువర్ లెడ్జర్ అకౌంట్స్. ఓకే, అంటే మీరు ఏదైనా ఒక అకౌంట్ క్రియేట్ చేయాలనుకుంటే ఇక్కడ అకౌంటింగ్ ఇన్ఫోలో వెళ్ళి ఒక లెడ్జర్ అకౌంట్ క్రియేట్ చేస్తారు. అలాగే ఇన్వెంటరీ ఇన్ఫో స్టాక్ ఐటెం కొత్తగా క్రియేట్ చేయాలి అనుకుంటే ఇక్కడ ఇన్వెంటరీ ఇన్ఫోలో వచ్చేసి స్టాక్ ఐటెం క్రియేట్ చేస్తారు. అలాగే ట్రాన్సాక్షన్స్ అంటే మీరు ఏమైనా టాలీలో ఫీడ్ చేయాలి అనుకున్నప్పుడు ఇది ఇక్కడ యూస్ చేస్తారు. యూటిలిటీస్ అంటే ఇంపోర్ట్ ఆఫ్ డేటా అంటే మీరు ఎక్సెల్లో నుండి టాలీలో కన్వర్ట్ చేయాలి, టాలీ నుంచి అలా ఎక్సెల్లోకి కన్వర్ట్ చేయాలి, అలాంటి అప్పుడు ఈ ఇంపోర్ట్ అండ్ ఎక్స్పోర్ట్ ఆఫ్ డేటా ఉంటుంది, అది ఇక్కడ యూస్ చేస్తారు. నెక్స్ట్ రిపోర్ట్ పార్ట్ you can see all your reports like your balance sheet reports, your profit and loss account reports, your stock summary reports, ratio analysis and all you can have in report. So basically me ikkada gateway of tally screen, this is the main screen and gateway of tally screen antamu. So from here we are going to enter into the tally, right? Excuse me. From here we are going to enter into tally. This master screen, master part, this is one head where you will create your accounts. ఈ యొక్క హెడ్లో మీరు కొత్త అకౌంట్స్ క్రియేట్ చేయడం కానీ కొత్త ఇన్వెంటరీ ఐటమ్స్ క్రియేట్ చేయడం అంటే ఈ మాస్టర్స్ అని చూసుకుంటే మీరు కొత్త క్రియేటింగ్ పార్ట్ అనమాట. ఈ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్స్ కనుక చూసుకుని ఉంటే మీరు ఎంట్రీ పార్ట్ అంటే టాలీలో మీరు ఫీడింగ్ చేయడం అంటే రిసీట్ ఎంట్రీ, పోస్టింగ్ చేయడం, ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ని ఎంట్రీస్ చేయడం ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ పార్ట్. ఓకే, యూటిలిటీస్ ఈజ్ లైక్ డిఫరెంట్ పార్ట్, ఇట్ ఈస్ లైక్ technical ability we are going to see when we come into technical abilities, right? Next one is report parts, to see the reports. So report lo only seeing part, we can see the balance sheet, okay, you can see the profit and loss account, you can see the stock summary, you can see the ratio analysis. If you want to go for display, you can see individually different accounts like account books lo ledgers, a ledger kavali. Okay, like this you can see the reports, you can see all these types of reports in reports. So basically ga manaki gateway of tally lo 4 parts untayi, 4 subheads ka untayi. One is masters, one is transactions, one is utilities and one is reports. In masters where you can creating part, where you can create a new account, where you can create a new inventory item, then here you have to come here and you have to create, right? Next in transaction part where you can feed into tally like receipt, మన డబ్బులు ఇచ్చారు అది ఎక్కడ ఎంట్రీ చేయాలి, మన డబ్బులు పేమెంట్ చేసాము ఎక్కడ ఎంట్రీ చేయాలి, మనము సేల్స్ వోచర్ చేయాలి, ఓకే, ఒకరికి ఇన్వాయిస్ చేయాలి ఎక్కడ చేయాలి. సో అది ఇవన్నీ వోచర్ ఎంట్రీలో ఎంట్రీస్ అంటే డైలీ రొటీన్ ట్రాన్సాక్షన్స్ అన్ని మన ట్రాన్సాక్షన్ పార్ట్లో చేస్తాం. నెక్స్ట్ కమింగ్ టు యూటిలిటీస్ అండ్ టెక్నికల్ వన్ we are going to see later, and report parts to see the reports, okay, right? So as we said that సో ఇంతకు ముందు మీకు టాలీ స్క్రీన్ ఎలా ఉంటుందో ఏంటి అని చూపించాను. అసలు 5 స్టెప్స్ అంటే మనం అయితే 5 స్టెప్స్ చూసామో లైక్ కంపెనీ క్రియేషన్, లెడ్జర్ క్రియేషన్, ఓకే, ఐటమ్ క్రియేషన్, వోచర్ ఎంట్రీ అండ్ రిపోర్ట్స్. దిస్ ఆల్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు సీ వన్ బై వన్, ఓకేనా? సో స్టూడెంట్స్ నేను ప్రాక్టికల్గా ప్రతి ఒక్కటి నేను మీకు చూపిస్తాను. అంటే ప్రతి ఒక్క ప్రాబ్లమ్ని కొన్ని మీ గురించి స్పెసిఫిక్గా డిజైన్ చేసి స్పెసిఫిక్గా ఒక వర్డ్లో కానీ పీడిఎఫ్ ఫైట్లో తీసుకొస్తాను. అవి మీ స్క్రీన్ పైన చూపిస్తాను. బెటర్ అంటే మీరు యూట్యూబ్లో కనుక అలా చూస్తే కనుక మీరు నోట్ చేయడానికి కొందరు ఫాస్ట్గా నోట్ చేసుకోగలుగుతారు, కొంచెం స్లోగా నోట్ చేసుకోగలుగుతారు. సో మీరు ఏం చేస్తారంటే యూట్యూబ్లో స్క్రీన్ షాట్ తీసుకొని పెట్టుకోండి. అవే ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి. ప్లీజ్ ప్రాక్టీస్ అండ్ కీప్ ఆన్ ప్రాక్టీసింగ్. అంటే ఇప్పుడు నేను ఒక వోచర్ ఎంట్రీస్ చూపించాను, ఆ వోచర్ ఎంట్రీస్ నేను టాలీలో ఫీడ్ చేస్తాను అంటే అప్పటికి మీరు ఆ ప్రాబ్లం చేసేసి నాకు వచ్చింది అని మీరు అనుకుంటారు. కానీ అలా కాదు. ప్లీజ్ అదే ప్రాబ్లమ్ని 2 times చేయండి లేదా 3 times చేయండి. అంటే ఫస్ట్ సొల్యూషన్ మీరు టైమింగ్ పెట్టుకోండి. ఫస్ట్ ఈ సొల్యూషన్ నేను 10 minutesలో కంప్లీట్ చేస్తాను. సెకండ్ టైం యూ హ్యావ్ టు కంప్లీట్ ఇన్ 8 minutes. థర్డ్ టైం యూ హ్యావ్ టు కంప్లీట్ ఇన్ లైక్ 5 minutes. అట్లా ఫాస్ట్గా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయడం కూడా వెరీ ఇంపార్టెంట్. ఎందుకంటే కొన్ని బిజినెస్లో చాలా ట్రాన్సాక్షన్స్ ఉంటాయి, ఓకే, లైక్ ఇయర్ ఎండింగ్ వస్తే సమ్ టైమ్స్ యూ మైట్ బీ పోస్టింగ్ మెనీ ఎంట్రీస్, ఓకే. సో మీరు పార్ట్ టైమ్గా వర్క్ చేస్తున్నప్పుడు ఒక్కోసారి ఏమవుతుందంటే మీకు డిఫరెంట్గా చాలామంది మీకు సేల్స్ బుక్స్ మొత్తం ఒక 400-500 ఇన్వాయిసెస్ ఇచ్చేస్తారు, 300-400 ఒక 100-150 వరకు పర్చేస్ ఇన్వాయిస్ ఇచ్చేసి వీటి అకౌంటింగ్ చేసి అని అంటారు. అప్పుడు ఎలా చేస్తారు? సో అందుకనే మీరు బాగా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తూ ఉండండి ఈచ్ అండ్ ఎవ్రీ వన్. సో అవే కాకుండా మీరు ఇంటర్మీడియట్లో ఉన్న మీరు ఇంటర్మీడియట్లో బుక్స్ ఉంటాయి కదా, అందులో ఫస్ట్ అంటే ఇంట్రడక్షన్ చాప్టర్ నుండి లాస్ట్ వరకు చూసుకుంటే కనుక ప్రిపేర్ ద జర్నల్ ఎంట్రీస్ అని అంటారు, ప్రిపేర్ ద ట్రయల్ బ్యాలెన్స్ అని అంటారు, ప్రిపేర్ ఫైనల్ అకౌంట్స్ అని అంటారు. సో ఈ ప్రాబ్లమ్స్ కూడా మీరు పెట్టుకొని ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి. ఓకే, సో అవి కూడా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయండి. అదేవిధంగా నేను ఇక్కడ మీ స్క్రీన్ పైన చూపిస్తాను, నేను కొంచెం ఒక 10-15 సెకండ్స్ అట్లా హోల్డ్ చేసి పెడతాను. అది మీరు స్క్రీన్ షాట్స్ తీసుకోవడం కానీ లేదా నోట్ చేసుకోవడం కానీ చేయండి. ఓకేనా? సో ఫస్ట్ స్టెప్, హౌ టు క్రియేట్ ఎ కంపెనీ. నౌ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు సీ ఇన్ టాలీ. సో ప్లీజ్ సీ ద స్క్రీన్ నౌ. So if you observe, this is the screen. So company info. So the shortcut key is Alt F3. So మీరు ఇక్కడ టాలీ పైన స్క్రీన్ పైన చూస్తే కంపెనీ ఇన్ఫోలో మనకి కంపెనీ క్రియేషన్ అనే ఆప్షన్ ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, సో ప్రతి ఒక్క టాలీలో ఉన్న అడ్వాంటేజ్ ఇంకోటి ఏంటంటే ఒకటే స్క్రీన్లో అక్కడే మీకు ఆల్టర్ ఉంటుంది, అక్కడే క్రియేట్ ఉంటుంది, అక్కడే డిస్ప్లే ఉంటుంది. ఓకే, సో నౌ వెన్ వి కమ్ టు కంపెనీ ఇన్ఫో. సో కంపెనీ ఇన్ఫో కాంటే కమాండ్ ఏంటి? సింగిల్ లైన్ అండ్ F3 ఉంది. రైట్, సో సింగిల్ లైన్ అంటే మనం ఏ కీ యూస్ చేయాలి? ఆల్ట్. రైట్, ఆల్ట్ F3. సో దిస్ ఇస్ కంపెనీ ఇన్ఫో స్క్రీన్ మనకు వచ్చింది. రైట్, దెన్ the first one is select company, next one is shut company, next one is create company, alter company, change tally vault, split data, restore, backup, quit. So these are the options available in company info screen. Right, అండ్ సెలెక్ట్ దగ్గర అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తే కనుక మీరు ఎస్ అనే లెటర్ హైలైట్ అయ్యి ఉంది. అవునా? ఎస్ అనే లెటర్ హైలైట్ అయ్యి ఉంది. ఇప్పుడు షట్ అనేది చూస్తే కనుక అక్కడ హెచ్ లెటర్ అనేది రెడ్ కలర్లో హైలైట్ అయ్యి ఉంది. అవునా? అలాగే క్రియేట్ దగ్గర చూస్తే సి, ఆల్టర్ దగ్గర చూస్తే ఏ, చేంజ్ టాలీ వరల్డ్ దగ్గర చూస్తే టీ, స్ప్లిట్ దగ్గర పి, బ్యాకప్ దగ్గర బి, ఆస్టర్ దగ్గర రిస్టోర్ దగ్గర ఆర్, క్విట్ దగ్గర క్యూ. సో ఇవన్నీ ఎందుకు ఇచ్చారు అంటే జస్ట్ అంటే ఇప్పుడు క్విట్ దగ్గర ఉన్నాను, దెన్ ఐ వాంట్ టు మూవ్ టు క్రియేట్ కంపెనీ, దెన్ యూ పీపుల్ విల్ యూజ్ ద టాప్ ఆరో బటన్ ఇట్లా ప్రెస్ చేసి మీరు అక్కడికి వెళ్తారు. అవునా? సో అలా కాకుండా టు ఫాస్ట్ ఎంట్రీ, సో వాట్ ఈస్ ద ఫస్ట్ లెటర్ ఇన్ దట్ అంటే అందులో హైలైట్ అయిన లెటర్ ఏంటి? సి. అవునా? సో ఇప్పుడు నా కజన్ వచ్చి బ్యాకప్ బి దగ్గర ఉంది. రైట్, జస్ట్ యూ ప్రెస్ సి దేర్ అంటే సి లెటర్ హైలైట్ ఉంది కదా, సో సి ప్రెస్ చేయండి, దెన్ ఇట్ విల్ టేక్ ఇన్ టు దట్ స్క్రీన్. అంటే మళ్ళీ ఎస్కేప్ చేస్తున్నాను. సో నౌ యువర్ కజర్ ఈజ్ ఆన్ సెలెక్ట్ కంపెనీ, నౌ కమ్ టు క్రియేట్ కంపెనీ. సో యూ క్యాన్ కమ్ డౌన్ డైరెక్ట్లీ టు ద కంపెనీ అంటే మీరు యారో కీతో క్రియేట్ కంపెనీ దగ్గర వచ్చేసి ఎంటర్ అన్న ప్రెస్ చేయొచ్చు, లేదా డైరెక్ట్గా మీరు సి అనే లెటర్ టైప్ చేసి సరిపోతుంది. డైరెక్ట్లీ ఇట్ కమ్ టు దట్ స్క్రీన్, కంపెనీ క్రియేషన్ స్క్రీన్. సో దిస్ ఈజ్ యువర్ కంపెనీ క్రియేషన్ స్క్రీన్. ద ఫస్ట్ వన్ ఈజ్ డైరెక్టరీ. వాట్ ఈస్ డైరెక్టరీ? సో కంప్యూటర్లో చాలామంది అంటే కంప్యూటర్స్ కొంచెం నాలెడ్జ్ తెలిసిన వాళ్ళు, కంప్యూటర్ టర్మ్స్ తెలిసిన వాళ్ళు డైరెక్టరీ అంటే వాళ్ళకి తెలుస్తుంది. డైరెక్టరీ అంటే నథింగ్ బట్ మనకి సిస్టంలో ప్రతి ఒక్క సిస్టంలో సి డ్రైవ్, డి డ్రైవ్, ఈ డ్రైవ్ అని ఉంటుంది. అంటే మనం చేసిన టాలీ అంటే మన కంపెనీ అయితే క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నామో ఆ కంపెనీ ఎక్కడో ఏదో ఒక చోట మనకి సేవ్ అయి ఉండాలి కదా. రైట్, సో దాని గురించి మన కంపెనీ ఎక్కడ స్టోర్ చేయాలి అనుకుంటున్నామో ఇక్కడ ఆ పాత్ ఇచ్చేస్తే అక్కడ స్టోర్ అవుతుంది అనమాట. సో దిస్ ఇస్ ద డిఫాల్ట్ పాత్. అంటే మీరు ఎప్పుడైతే కంపెనీకి టాలీ క్రియేషన్ చేస్తారో, టాలీ ఇన్స్టాల్ చేస్తారో అది డిఫాల్ట్గా అది తీసుకున్న పాత్ ఇది. సో మీరు కావాలి అనుకుంటే ఈ పాత్ని కూడా చేంజ్ చేయొచ్చు. ఓకే, సో ప్లీజ్ ఎప్పటికీ ఇది చేంజ్ చేయొద్దు. జస్ట్ మీ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ గురించి ఎక్కడ ఉంటుందని చెప్పాను. సో మీరు కాలేజ్లో కానీ ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తుంటే ఇంకా వేరే చోట్ల ప్రాక్టీస్ చేస్తుంటే ప్రాబ్లం అవుతుంది. ఎందుకంటే మీరు ఇక్కడ పాత్ చేంజ్ చేసేస్తారు, మళ్ళీ నెక్స్ట్ టైం ఆ సిస్టమ్ పైన వచ్చి చూసినప్పుడు అది కనబడదు మీకు, అది ఏదో పాత్లో ఉంటుంది, మళ్ళీ టాలీ ఆ పాత్కి వెళ్ళి తీసుకోలేదు. సో అందుకనే బెటర్ ఆ డిఫాల్ట్ ఏ పాత్ అయితే ఉంటుందో దాన్ని అలాగే ఉంచనివ్వండి, మీరు దాన్ని ఏం డిస్టర్బ్ చేయొద్దు. ఓకే, హియర్ ద నేమ్ ఆఫ్ ద కంపెనీ. ఓకే, సో జస్ట్ ఫర్ మీ ప్రాక్టీస్ గురించి మనం ఏ కంపెనీ క్రియేట్ చేయాలని తెలియాలి కదా. సో నేను ఒక చిన్న టాలీ వర్క్ బుక్లో ఒక చిన్న ప్రాబ్లం చూసాను. ఇక్కడ మీరు అబ్జర్వ్ చేస్తుంటే ద ఫస్ట్ కంపెనీ is, you can see that the first one is create the company in Tally ERP9 with the following details. So, this is the company. So, I am holding for a few seconds here. If you want, you can note down or you can take a screenshot of this, right. So, what he is saying that create the company in Tally.ERP9 with the following details. అంటే మన టాలీలో ఈ యొక్క డీటెయిల్స్ యూస్ చేస్తే మనము కంపెనీ క్రియేట్ చేయాలి. సో అందులో ఈ యొక్క బాక్స్ అయితే ఒక కంపెనీ, నెక్స్ట్ ఇలా చూస్తే ఇదొక కంపెనీ, ఓకే. అలాగే ఇది చూస్తే ఇదొక కంపెనీ. సో ఆ విధంగా మీకు 1, 2 and 3. సో 3 కంపెనీస్ ఉన్నాయి. సో ఫర్ అంటే మీరు ప్రాక్టీస్ చేసుకోవడానికి నేను ఒక 3 కంపెనీస్ ఇచ్చాను. దిస్ కంపెనీ నెంబర్ 1, దిస్ కంపెనీ నెంబర్ 2 అండ్ దిస్ ఈజ్ కంపెనీ నెంబర్ 3. ఓకే. సో ఈ 3 కంపెనీస్ మీరు స్క్రీన్ షాట్ తీసుకొని మీరు మొబైల్స్లో పెట్టుకొని మీ తర్వాత కూడా ప్రాక్టీస్ చేయవచ్చు, రైట్. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద ఫస్ట్ కంపెనీ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు డూ ఇన్ టాలీ, రైట్. సో ద కంపెనీ పేరు ఏముంది, యూనివర్సల్ కంపెనీ లిమిటెడ్. అడ్రస్ వచ్చేసి 1804, వరల్డ్ టవర్, ఏబీ రోడ్, బానర్, పుణే, 4,11,080 is the pin code. Country India, Maharashtra, contact number ఇచ్చాడు, మొబైల్ నెంబర్ ఇచ్చారు, ఈమెయిల్ ఐడి ఇచ్చారు. సో దిస్ ఈస్ ద నార్మల్ నంబర్స్ విచ్ హ్యావ్ టేకెన్ బుక్స్ బిగిన్ ఫ్రమ్ అండ్ బుక్స్ beginning from and financial years begin from. Okay, this is the company solution. So come to Tally now. So the same. So company name ikkada emundi, Universal Company Limited. So I am typing here Universal Company Limited. This is your company. So obviously mailing name kuda ade automatic ga vachchestundi, right. Next address ఏముంది 1804, ఓకే, వరల్డ్ టవర్, ఓకే. సెకండ్ ఏబీ రోడ్, Banner, Pune. If you want, you can give the pin code here itself or country. See, if you observe this country, సో ఇక్కడ మీకు ఏదైతే లిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ కంపెనీస్ కనబడుతుందో ఇన్ని కంపెనీస్లో టాలీ యూస్ చేస్తున్నారు. సో నాట్ ఓన్లీ ఇన్ ఇండియా, సో వాట్ ఎవర్ ద కంపెనీస్ యూ కెన్ సీ లైక్ ఆస్ట్రేలియా, ఈజిప్ట్, ఘనా, కెనియా, దిస్ ఆల్ ఆర్ కంపెనీస్ ద టాలీ ఈజ్ వేర్ టాలీ ఈజ్ యూస్. సో ఐఎమ్ సెలెక్టింగ్ ద అవర్ స్టేట్ ఈజ్ ఇండియా. స్టేట్ ఏ స్టేట్ అది, మహారాష్ట్ర, ఓకే. సో వాట్ ఎవర్ ద 36 స్టేట్స్ ఆర్ అవైలబుల్ హియర్, that the states you can see here 37 hope, okay. That select the state here, okay. What is the pin code, if you want you can give here also the pin code, phone number and all you can give here, okay. 34223222. Mobile number is 9823774400. Fax number, email ID. Email ID is info@universalmfg.com. Website, if you are having website you can give the website universal.com, okay. So here financial year begins from and books begin from. So students okay, students please see here what is the financial year begins from, what is the books begins from, okay. Financial year begins from అంటే financial year begins from అంటే మనము ఇండియాలో ఫైనాన్షియల్ ఇయర్ వచ్చేసి 1st April to 31st March. అంటే టాలీ ఆటోమేటిక్గా మీరు 1st April ఇచ్చారనుకోండి 31st March ఆటోమేటిక్గా 12 months పీరియడ్ తీసుకుంటుంది, రైట్. ఇన్ సమ్ కంట్రీస్ ద ఫైనాన్షియల్ ఇయర్ మే బి ఫ్రమ్ 1st January to 31st March. సో 1st January to 31st March అన్నప్పుడు ఆ 12 months పీరియడ్ ఆటోమేటిక్గా తీసుకుంటుంది. సో యూ నో నీడ్ టు వరీ. సో మీరు టాలీలో ఫస్ట్ ఏప్రిల్ ఇస్తే 1st April అంటే 12 months 31st March అవుతుంది కదా. సో ఆటోమేటిక్గా 31st month ఫైనాన్షియల్ ఇయర్ పీరియడ్ తీసుకుంటుంది. ఫర్ ఎగ్జాంపుల్ 1st January మీరు ఇచ్చారనుకోండి, 1st January to 31st December ఆటోమేటిక్గా టాలీ తీసేసుకుంటుంది. అట్లాగే బుక్స్ బిగిన్ ఫ్రమ్, ఈ బుక్స్ బిగిన్ ఫ్రమ్ అంటే మీరు ఎప్పుడు బిజినెస్ స్టార్ట్ చేస్తున్నారు, వెన్ యూ ఆర్ స్టార్టింగ్ యువర్ బిజినెస్. సో కొందరు బిజినెస్ అనేది ఏప్రిల్ అంటే కొందరు జూలైలో ఆగస్ట్లో స్టార్ట్ చేయొచ్చు కదా. సో అప్పుడు ఆగస్ట్లో ఎప్పుడు బుక్స్ బిగిన్ ఫ్రమ్ అంటే అక్కడ పెడతారు. సో టు అవాయిడ్ ఆల్ ద కన్ఫ్యూజన్స్, లెట్ ద ఫైనాన్షియల్ ఇయర్ బిగిన్స్ ఫ్రమ్ అండ్ బుక్స్ బిగిన్ ఫ్రమ్ సేమ్. మీ సేమ్ ఉన్నా మీకు ప్రాబ్లం ఏం లేదు, నష్టం ఏం లేదు. సో యూ బెటర్ పుట్ ద same year 1/4/2018 or 1/4/2018. Tally Vault password, this is like security control. This we will see later in security technical abilities in the last class, in the coming classes. This is also like అంటే మీరు కంపెనీ ఓపెన్ చేసేటప్పుడు యూజర్ నేమ్ పాస్వర్డ్ అంటే ఎలాగైతే జీమెయిల్ యూజర్ నేమ్ పాస్వర్డ్ కొట్టి ఎలా ఎంట్రీ అవుతారో ఇక్కడ మీరు అడ్మిన్ పాస్వర్డ్ కొట్టి ఎంట్రీ అవ్వచ్చు అనమాట. సో యాజ్ ఆఫ్ నౌ ఐఎమ్ నాట్ క్రియేటింగ్ ఎనీ కంపెనీ వితౌట్ సెక్యూరిటీ కంట్రోల్. అంటే ఇప్పుడు నాకు ఏం యూజర్ నేమ్ పాస్వర్డ్స్ అలా ఏమీ వద్దు, నార్మల్గా కంపెనీ క్రియేట్ చేస్తున్నాను. దిస్ ఈస్ ద బేసిక్ కరెన్సీ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్, రైట్. అంటే బేసిక్ కరెన్సీ ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ మనకి సింబల్ అంటే జనరల్ ఇండియన్ రూపీ సింబల్, ఐఎన్ఆర్ ఏంటి అంటే బేసిక్గా మన ఇండియాకి సంబంధించిన ఏవైతే ఉంటాయో డిఫాల్ట్గా ఉన్నాయి. మీకు కావాల్సింటే మీరు చేంజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు లేదా అలాగే వదిలేచ్చు, రైట్. దిస్ ఈస్ హౌ to create a company in that. So just press accept it, now the company is created, right. So ee vidhanga meeru alt F3 button press chestu create company anesi, so different types of 2-3 companies practice cheyandi. Okay, la company creation. The next one is alt F3 lo ante alt F3 lo మనం company create cheyadam telusukunnam. Now the next one is I want to make the changes, I want to make the phone number change or I want to make the address change. అప్పుడు ఎలాగా? సో సేమ్ కమ్ టు alt F3, that is company info. Okay, come to alter and select the company which you want to alter it. అండ్ ఇక్కడ మీకు కావాల్సిన ఏదైతే చేంజెస్ ఉంటాయో అక్కడ చేంజెస్ చేయండి. ఓకే, సో మీకు కావాల్సిన ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్ ఏదైతే చేంజెస్ చేయాలనుకుంటున్నారో సో ప్లీజ్ యూ క్యాన్ మేక్ ద చేంజెస్. ఐ వాంట్ టు యాడ్ ద fax number, then add the fax number. Okay, right. So this is how to alter it, right. Now what is shed company? So select so my creation of company నేర్చుకున్నారు ఇవాళ, right. Now select company. So what is this select company? Suppose ఇవాళ వర్క్ చేశాను, మళ్ళీ నెక్స్ట్ డే వచ్చి ఆ సిస్టమ్ ముందు కూర్చుంటాను, రైట్. ఆ సిస్టమ్ మీద కూర్చున్నప్పుడు నా టాలీలో ఎన్నో కంపెనీస్ ఉంటాయి. సో అప్పుడు మన కంపెనీలో మనం ఎంట్రీ చేయాలి కదా. అప్పుడు మన కంపెనీ ఏంటి? యూనివర్సల్ కంపెనీ. సో సెలెక్ట్ ఇట్. ఓకే, సెలెక్ట్ చేస్తే మన టాలీలో ఏవైతే కంపెనీస్ ఉన్నాయో ఆ లిస్ట్ అంతా కనబడుతుంది. ఆ లిస్ట్ని మీరు సెలెక్ట్ చేసుకోండి. ఓకే, నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఈ షెడ్ కంపెనీ. షెడ్ కంపెనీ ఏంటంటే సో మనం ఓపెన్ చేసిన కంపెనీస్ అన్నీ ఇక్కడ లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్లో మనకు కనబడుతున్నాయి, అవునా? మన లెఫ్ట్ సైడ్లో అన్నీ కనబడుతున్నాయి కదా. సో ఇప్పుడు నాకు రాజేశ్వరి లిమిటెడ్ ఉంది, అది ఆ స్క్రీన్లో కనబడద్దు. దెన్ యూ గో ఫర్ షెడ్ కంపెనీ అండ్ సెలెక్ట్ ఇట్. ఓకే, షెడ్ కంపెనీ అంటే ప్లీజ్ పుట్ ఇన్ మైండ్ దట్ ద షెడ్ కంపెనీ విల్ నెవర్ డిలీట్ యువర్ కంపెనీస్. ఇట్స్ టెంపరరీ క్లోజ్ డౌన్ ఫ్రమ్ ద లిస్ట్ ఆఫ్ ద కంపెనీస్ విచ్ యూ హ్యావ్ ఓపెన్డ్. అంటే సెలెక్ట్ షెడ్ కంపెనీ అనేది ఓన్లీ మీరు అంతకుముందు ఓపెన్ చేసిన లిస్ట్లో నుండి తీసేస్తుంది, కానీ మీ టాలీలో నుండి ఆ కంపెనీ మాత్రం డిలీట్ అవ్వదు. ఓకే, ఐ వాంట్ టు డిలీట్ ద కంపెనీ. హౌ టు డిలీట్ ద కంపెనీ? జస్ట్ కమ్ టు ద ఆల్టర్. ఓకే, జస్ట్ కమ్ టు ద ఆల్టర్. ఓకే, సెలెక్ట్ ద కంపెనీ అండ్ ప్రెస్ ఆల్ట్ డి. ఓకేనా, ఆల్టరేషన్ స్క్రీన్కి వచ్చి ఆల్ట్ డి అని ప్రెస్ చేయండి. ఎస్ అంటే ఇట్ విల్ బి ఆస్కింగ్ ఆర్ యూ షూర్, దెన్ ఇఫ్ యూ ప్రెస్ ఎస్ దెన్ ఇట్ విల్ బి డిలీటెడ్. ఓకేనా. సో కంపెనీ సేమ్ కంపెనీ ఇన్ఫో అనే స్క్రీన్లోనే మనకు సెలెక్ట్ ఆప్షన్ ఉంటుంది, షట్ ఆప్షన్ ఉంటుంది, క్రియేట్ ఆప్షన్ ఉంటుంది. సో సెలెక్ట్, యూ క్యాన్ సెలెక్ట్ ద కంపెనీ విచ్ ఇస్ ఆల్రెడీ క్రియేటెడ్ ఇన్ టాలీ. Create, you can create a new company, alter and delete come to the same alter screen, select the company, alt D కొడితే delete అవుతుంది, and changes ఉంటే changes అవుతుంది. So this is how to create a company, right? So students, మనము కంపెనీని ఎలా క్రియేట్ చేయాలి, మనం ఇవాళ క్లాస్లో కంపెనీ ఫీచర్స్ ఏమున్నాయో తెలుసుకున్నాము. ఓకే, కంపెనీ ఎలా క్రియేట్ చేయాలో తెలుసుకున్నాము, కంపెనీ ఎలా డిలీట్ చేయాలో తెలుసుకున్నాము, ఎలా ఆల్టర్ చేయాలో తెలుసుకున్నాము. రేపటి క్లాస్లో అండ్ ఇన్ టుమారోస్ క్లాస్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు సీ హౌ టు సీ ద డేటా. అంటే మనము క్రియేట్ చేసిన కంపెనీ ఏ ఫోటోలో సేవ్ అవుతుంది, దాన్ని ఎలా చూడాలి, ఆ నంబరింగ్ సిస్టమ్ ఎలా ఉంటుంది ఏంటి అనేది మనం రేపటి క్లాస్లో చూద్దాం. ఓకే, టుమారో వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ టు సీ ద more options and creation company, and we're going to see the tally ledger creation scene. Okay, till then have a nice day.
Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to today's session. So today we are on day 2 for Infosys Placement Drive, and I'm speaking specifically on interview essentials. So yesterday was day 1, today is day 2. Yesterday I spoke about certain aspects of interview in terms of dress code, your appearance, why it's important, and I spoke about appropriate and inappropriate dressing, the dress code. I also spoke about accessories, and we looked at how an interview questioning happens, on what flow. We looked at D1, D2, D3 and D4. D stands for domain, what kind of questions they ask, and we spoke specifically on top 10 questions. So yesterday we looked at 6 questions as such, so we're going to talk about the remaining 4, and then I will move on to a bit of communication and other aspect. There is also a written assessment that we need to speak about. So let's look at the entire pattern of Infosys Drive. So you will have 2 specific rounds. Now these are progressive rounds, which means you finish the first one, which is written test. Once you clear, you move to the next one, which is interview. The point to be noted here is you need to clear a written test in order to qualify for interview round, and interview you need to clear both technical as well as HR round. Once you are successful in all this, then you get that prize and aspired offer letter from Infosys. So I don't need to speak more about Infosys. You know how big a company Infosys is, one of the top most organization not only in India but also the world, and they have presence over 80 countries in the world right now. So let's look at the pattern in specific. There will be 2 subsets for written test, 2 categories I would say, analytical reasoning and verbal ability. Analytical reasoning, you will have a total of 30 questions for, and that needs to be answered in 40 minutes. These questions will be from quantitative aptitude and reasoning. As far as verbal ability is concerned, you will have 40 questions that needs to be answered in 30 minutes. I will tell you the topics that will be covered in analytical reasoning as well as verbal ability. So when we talk about aptitude, the first one, that's aptitude, you have data interpretation, syllogisms, data sufficiency, problems on trains, time and work, permutation and combinations, number series, coding and decoding, and puzzles. And when we look at verbal ability, you will have critical reasoning or theme detection, fill in the blanks, sentence correction, and reading comprehension. You will have 2 reading comprehension with 5 questions each. So 5 into 2, 10 out of 40. these 10 questions are from reading comprehension itself. So remaining 30 will be divided into theme detection, fill in the blanks, and sentence correction. We will also do a lot of practice on reading comprehension and theme detection in next couple of days. So you can download an Android app from the Google Store, considering most of you use Android device. So for verbal ability, you have Pocket Verbal Ability and Pocket Aptitude, which is specific to the aptitude and reasoning. So please download these two apps. You can get that for free. You don't have to pay for it. Once you install, this is how the screen would look like. Maybe there could be a change in the user interface now. But you will have questions on synonyms, antonyms, one-word substitute, fill in the blanks. All this you will find there, and you can just go ahead and take the test and check your knowledge. The more you practice, the better you get. This is how Pocket Verbal Ability app looks like, and this is the aptitude app. Take a look at this. So aptitude as well, you will have questions, and you can use a notebook and pen to find out the correct answer. Now this is all about the calculation. Now make use of these free resources that you get. Even this particular program is getting broadcasted live on MANA TV. You can also find it in YouTube channel, MANA TV Amravati channel. There are tons of videos you will find facilitated by AP State Skill Development Corporation on Infosys Drive, TCS, Capgemini. You just name it and you're going to find specific campus drives, pattern as well as practice and trainings. So make use of these freewares, the free resources. So we're going to move on to our session on interview essentials. So yesterday we looked at the common questions that you get asked. The first one we looked at the D1 question, which is tell me more about yourself, which is primarily the self-introduction round. Your name, where you're from, your education background, and that has to be in reverse order. When I say reverse order, that means you are pursuing your BSc, so you speak about that first, then your second year and first year, then you speak about your intermediate, then in the end you speak about your 10th. Just tell them what's your score, which university or college or school you have done your education from, and keep your family background to as brief as possible. Just occupation of father, mother, how many siblings you have, that's it, that's about it. You don't have to go deeper into it. Okay. So the second question we looked at, what are your hobbies? Now hobbies are something which is an extension of your personality. And hobbies are something which always teaches you something. So you could be a person who's collecting coins or stamps. Now remember, in the beginning, yesterday I said in an interview, you need to strive to be different from everybody else. How can you strive to be different? One aspect is to use words which not many people are using. For example, you have a word called skill, but instead of using the word skill, you use the word competency. You have the word which is capability, but you use the word ability. Likewise, in terms of hobbies, there are people who collect stamps and first day covers. Instead of saying I collect stamps, you can just say I'm a philatelist. Philatelist, let me just write it down for your benefit. Now, philately is a term let me bring that in center so that's easier for you to read. So the first one, philately, that's the hobby of collecting stamps and first day covers. Philatelist is a person who collects stamps. All right. Now, there are people who also collect coins and currencies. All right. Numismatics, that's a term. And the person who does that, numismatist. Okay. So instead of saying I collect stamps, first day covers, or I collect coins and currency notes, instead of using that, if you say I'm a philatelist and I'm a numismatist, that will carry more weight and you will end up impressing the person. Okay, so let's go on. Now, if you say you like reading books, you please be sure that you're speaking the truth. Please remember, when you lie in an interview, you get caught. So never make the mistake of lying in an interview. All right? Now, strengths, I spoke about it yesterday. Strengths are something that adds value to your personality and adds an edge to your personality. And most importantly, it should help the team, it should help the organization wherever you're working. So if you say my strength is I can run 10 kilometers in 5 minutes, that's not a strength. So strengths like hard work, dedication, integrity, adaptability and teamwork, these are appropriate strengths. And weakness, you can't say my family is my weakness. That's not actually a weakness. Weakness in terms of your personality, something that you're working on. Whenever you speak about weakness, you also need to speak about your action plan. All right? Now here, there are certain weaknesses that's mentioned. For example, I'm lazy. That's actually a strength. You just spin it differently. You say, I'm lazy because if a work takes 1 hour to do, I find shortcuts to do it faster because I don't like to spend too much time on it. So that's why you are actually a smart worker. You hate being lazy, so that's your weakness. Now, why do you want to work for this company? So we looked at 4 questions yesterday. We're going to look at 6 today, the remaining 6. Now, whenever they ask this question, it means you got to be prepared about the organization you're going for. You will find lots of information about Infosys on websites, journals, forums, student forums, discussion boards. Please, please, please prepare about the company you're going for. Next week, you could be going for Infosys Drive. The next week, you could be going for TCS or some other company. Even if the company is not too big, they definitely have an internet and web presence. If you make the mistake of not going through what the organization is all about, then you are making a very big mistake. You need to know which organization you're going to and why you're going, why that particular organization attracts you. Just the name is not enough. You need to know more about it. That's why they ask this question, why do you want to work for this company? So what you're supposed to do is speak about what the organization means to you, how will the organization help you build your career. So you can say sentences like, ever since I was in school, I heard so much about Infosys, not only from my family and family members and friends. Every time I would look for anybody's success in IT industry, I would definitely see the name of Infosys there. I came across a lot of people who graduated from my city, my town, my college, and some other universities or colleges, and their only dream and aspiration was to work for Infosys. This is an organization which is not only an epitome or at the peak of performance as an Indian organization, but it also provides the platform for people like me who is graduating from a college or a university, and those people who want to build a successful career. Infosys as an organization gives me the opportunity, gives me the platform to identify the areas where I need to work on, where I can transform from being a student to being a professional. When you use these kind of answers, it shows that you have worked on what the organization is all about. Speak about the innovation the organization is into. Speak about the diversity the organization into. Now, Infosys is definitely a software company, but the software that they develop and they maintain can be used in various industries. You will see the software used in banking industry, insurance industry. You will have the software used in financial sector. You also have the software used in passport office. You could have the software used for railway reservation, for flight reservation, which is hospitality, for hotel industry, for booking reservations in hotel rooms, in direct hotels. It could be aviation industry in terms of flight operation. It could be health management. It could be hospital management. It could be university management. It could be petrochemical industry. It could be hydel projects. Anything that you talk about today has the role of software, and Infosys has its presence. When you're going on the road, you see the sign on highways which talks about the traffic issues. So there also software is involved, and you never know, there could be some kind of artificial intelligence where Infosys is involved. So there is no restriction as such or limitation as such in terms of what industry Infosys is into. It's really, really diversified. So talk about how diverse the organization is, not only in terms of the presence of the products, but also in terms of services. You could have a team of Infosys sitting in an agriculture company somewhere in Africa or South Africa and managing the supply chain management. So the limitations are actually, it doesn't exist. The possibilities are endless. So when you talk about the magnanimity of Infosys is into, not only in India, but definitely outside India, it shows that you have done your homework and you definitely know what you're signing up for. All right? Why should I hire you? Now, this is a question which every company will ask you, regardless you are a fresher or if you are getting recruited from a campus. You will essentially speak about the answers that you spoke on question number 3. That I'm a hard worker, I'm dedicated, I have the integrity. So, for example, you speak about integrity. We keep reading a lot about how there is a breach of trust and there is a violation of policies and breakdown of values of an organization because employees do something which they're not supposed to do. For example, taking gifts from vendors or violating some certain kind of data security or information security breaches. Now, I'm a person of integrity. I may lose out on something, but I will not compromise on my personal ethics and values. Infosys as an organization is also a firm believer on ethics and values, and that's why I feel that I am the right match for your organization. As Infosys as an organization, you compete with a lot of other companies for a particular project. Now, in order to get that project, sometimes you have to adopt shortcut, sometimes you may have to adopt something unethical and illegal. But as a value, you do not do that. You let go the opportunity, but you will not compromise on your principles. I am also a person like that. Once in my unit test, I did not study well and I failed in that unit test. I could have copied from my friend, but I chose not to do that. I would rather fail but not copy because it's against my principle. So when you use your strength as a reason why the company should hire you, you are impressing them. For example, I'm adaptable. Today, Infosys is spread across 90 to 100 countries around the world. Now, within India itself, you have offices in pretty much all the big cities. But the culture differs from how people are in Chennai to how people are in Bangalore, even though the distance is not more than 600 kilometers. Now, when I talk about the difference of culture from Chennai to Bangalore, just imagine how different it would be if I'm talking about a different country. Now, if I'm part of a working office or a team in Chennai, I need to have a different way of thinking, different way of behavior, different way of culture. And when I move out of India, again it changes. I'm a person who is very adaptable as well as very flexible. I like working with people. I like interacting with people. Now, considering this as my strength, I'm a perfect fit for the team and the organization, because you don't have to work too hard to make me adaptable to a situation. All right? So that is how you answer the question, why should we hire you? You are basically speaking about your strength and how well you fit into the role. All right? Tell me more about this company. So like I said, go through the website of the organization, speak about the values the company stands for, their products and innovations, how they have helped people build a career, the CSR contribution. Now this is very important. Can anybody answer? What do you mean by CSR? CSR basically means corporate social responsibility. An organization is part of a society and a country. Like all of us should contribute for the development and upliftment of the society and the state and the country. Every organization also has similar responsibility. So you will see a lot of these companies conduct blood donation drives. They take care of plantation. They also take care of education in rural areas. You will see employees from a lot of big companies spending their time in one particular day or time as traffic marshals. They volunteer because we have limited number of resources to manage traffic in big cities where the traffic is really high. So you will see these employees wearing the company t-shirt, Infosys or Deloitte, and they stand at that crossroad and they manage traffic. They help the society, they help the people. Now, when you are aware of things that they are doing for as charity and for the social transformation, that means you also carry the same belief system. So when they ask, tell me more about the organization, speak about these aspects, that how your belief and your thought process is in synchronization with how the organization is also all about. Okay? Why are you aspiring for this job? Why do you want this job? Now here, explain your career goal. If you do not have a goal, think of what you want to do in short term or long term. Say short term 2 to 3 years, long term 5 to 8 years. You need to know what you want to do, right? So explain your zeal to build your skills, your competencies. Talk about short term and long term goals. Explain how this job will help you achieve the goal. Say for example, short term goal. So my goal is to work in an organization where I expand my knowledge. Right now my knowledge is limited, my skills are limited only to the academic books that I've gone through and the project that I've undertaken. Now my short term goal is to work with an organization where I apply my theoretical knowledge in a practical manner. Now Infosys is an organization which I believe will allow me to do that. My long term goal is to establish myself in my career where I contribute not only to the team but also to the organization. And in next 5 to 8 years, that is what I wish to achieve. I want to be successful. I want to be established. I want to make my parents proud of myself. So these are my short-term and long-term goals, and that's the reason I'm aspiring for a job with an organization like Infosys that's going to be a catalyst in making this aspiration come true. All right? What are your salary expectations? Now this is a trick question in the sense, if you are experienced, then you can definitely go with certain number in your mind because you have already proven yourself in a particular organization. But when you are a fresher, your knowledge is very limited. It's only to what you have done within the 4 walls of your classroom. Now that is very, very different from the practical world. What you learn in classroom is not even 5% of what the reality is. So you can't put a price to yourself. There is a saying I always talk to people about. people pay you not for what you know, they pay you for what you do. So you don't get paid for what you know. If you have the knowledge, sorry, I can't pay you. I will pay you for what you do with that knowledge. So for theory, you don't get paid. You get paid for doing it, not knowing it. That's why when you talk about a campus drive, you certainly would know, your placement officer would certainly tell you what is the salary bracket that this company is looking for. Depending on your performance in the interview and the written assessment, you will obviously be placed in certain grades. So when you have a question like this, please do not specify any kind of amount. So never quote an amount. Speak about your focus on career and state the reason why you would accept the company's policy with regards to the salary package designed for freshers like you. So say that, sir, I'm a fresher, I do not have any experience, I do want to start my career, and I'm very sure I cannot demand a specific amount being a fresher without any practical knowledge and no experience. So having said that, I'm sure you have policy for freshers like me. So based on my performance, I'm sure you have policy in terms of salary bracket, and I would be very glad to accept that. Because my focus right now is to build my career, to start my career, rather than entirely the money aspect. But don't say I'm not looking for money. Then they will say that, can you work for free? You can't say that. But what if they say, no, you will have some amount in your mind. What is your expectation? We understand that you're not expecting because you are trained to answer like this. Some may say this. But you may have certain expectation, right? What's your expectation? In that case, you can say whatever the industry standard is, anywhere between 8,000 to 15,000 or 20,000, depending on the organization you're going to. Like there are organizations like Microsoft, there are organizations like Deloitte, they pay much higher. There are organizations like Genpact which pays much lower. So do your research. What is an average salary a company offers to freshers for job roles like what Infosys is hiring you for, and have that. But please don't use that amount in the beginning itself. Give a very diplomatic answer. If they insist on an answer, then mention that. All right. Now, what are your career goals? Talk about your short-term goal and the long-term goal. Speak about what you want to achieve in the next 2-3 years. Speak about your desire to become an expert and contribute to the work that you are doing. All right. So I'm just going to do a quick recap for the top 10 questions. So here is your question number 1. I'm going to pause here. Please make a note of question number 1. You should have a notebook and pen, so please make a note of it. This is question number 2. What are your strengths? Question number 3. For your weakness. Six, why should we hire you? Seven, eight, nine, and here is the last one. All right. So I'm sure this was helpful. So whatever you learned in terms of interviews, please focus on it. I'm going to talk a bit on the body language. I already told you about the appearance. As far as the body language is concerned, please maintain an eye contact with the interviewer. If you have more than one person, please maintain an eye contact with all the people. You could have 3, you could have 2, and when you're sitting, so use your hand as active speech reduction. Don't keep your hand clasped like this, crossed like this. Neither keep the hand on table and not move at all. And when you're talking, look straight into the eye, greet, smile, and please be confident. All right? And everything that I spoke about yesterday in terms of dress code, please do not go wrong there. Do not make any violations in terms of wearing slippers or sandals or checkered shirt or casual clothing. And please, please, please carry the documents that your placement officer has said mandatory. Very, very important. And please do not carry your cell phone inside. Even if it's on a silent mode, if it vibrates, it still makes a noise. Leave the phone and your bag outside the room and then go inside. Okay? Now, one aspect of a written assessment that's going to be challenging is theme detection. So I'm going to quickly check if I have something that's going to help you with theme detection. There you go. Now, theme detection. Now, as far as passage comprehension is concerned, you must have practiced a lot, but theme detection is slightly difficult. Okay. Now, this is how the questions will be. Each of the following questions contains a small paragraph followed by a question on it. Read each paragraph carefully and answer the question given below it. What happens in theme detection is the paragraph will be very small, but what you need to do is you need to derive the inner meaning of the paragraph. There could be one particular question. For example, the passage best supports the statement that motivation is what among this. So you got to be very, very careful when you're reading it, because the paragraph has how many lines? It has only 6 lines here. You need to have a real skill of understanding the inner meaning. Sometimes the exact meaning will not even be mentioned. They are just asking the theme or the summary or the gist of the paragraph. Clear? So let's look at this particular question. I will also pick the answer immediately so that you understand how it works. Pay attention here. I'm going to read out this particular paragraph for theme detection. The attainment of individual and organizational goal is mutually interdependent and linked by a common denominator, that is employee work motivation. Organizational members are motivated to satisfy their personal goals, and they contribute their efforts to the attainment of organizational objectives as means of achieving their personal goals. Now, what does it mean? When you work in an organization, you are not working just to make the organization successful. You are joining that organization because you have your personal goal and aspirations. Now, when you achieve your personal goals, you are also achieving the organizational goals. Now, that is a driving force for motivation, right? Now, it says the driving force of an organization is employee work motivation, how an employee is motivated to work. So let's read it again. The attainment of individual and organizational goal is mutually interdependent, which means if I succeed, the organization succeeds, are linked by a common denominator. You understand what is numerator and denominator, right? So common denominator is employee work motivation. Organizational members are motivated to satisfy their personal goals, and they contribute their efforts to the attainment of organizational objectives as means of achieving these personal goals. The passage best supports the statement that motivation encourages an individual to give priority to personal goals over organizational goals. All right, moving on. Now, you need to do this yourself. Due to enormous profits involved in smuggling, hundreds of persons have been attracted towards this anti-national activity. Some of them became millionaires overnight. India has a vast coastline both on the eastern and western coast. It has been a heaven for smugglers who have been carrying out on their activities with great impunity. Impunity means without fear. There is no doubt that from time to time certain seizures were made by the enforcement authorities during raids and ambush, but even allowing these losses, the smugglers made huge profits. It basically talks about smuggling that happens in the coastline from Maharashtra, Karnataka, Kerala, then again Tamil Nadu, Andhra Pradesh, Orissa. So that's the entire coastline, as well as West Bengal a little bit and Gujarat also a little bit, right? So they are all facing the sea on the borders. The passage basically says that people who are taking up this anti-national activity are making millions of money. Sometimes they do get caught, but even after they getting caught, they're still making money despite small losses. And it's a real challenge to stop this because of the vast coastline India has. Now, what does the question say? The passage best supports the statement that A. Smuggling hampers the economic development of a nation. Smuggling ought to be curbed. Authorities are taking strict measures to curb smuggling. Smuggling is fast increasing in our country owing to the quick profit it entails. What I'm going to do is pause here for a moment, read it, and then answer. Can we have the slide full, please, because there's a lot of text. Thank you so much. Now I'm going to pause here. Please read it carefully. Take your time, read it carefully, and then think what should be the answer. Read the options as well. All right. Now let's read the paragraph. Due to enormous profits involved in smuggling, hundreds of persons have been attracted towards this anti-national activity. Some of them became millionaire overnight. India has a vast coastline both on the eastern and western coast. It has been a heaven for smugglers who have been carrying on their activities with great impunity. There is no doubt that from time to time certain seizures were made by the enforcement authorities during raids and ambush, but even after allowing these losses, the smugglers have made huge profits. The passage best supports the statement that smuggling is fast increasing in our country owing to the quick profit it entails. All right, I hope this is clear. Let's go to the next one. Though the waste of time or the expenditure on fashion is very large, yet fashions have come to stay. They will not go come what may. However, what is now required is that strong effort should be made to displace the excessive craze for fashion from the minds of these youngsters. This is about how young people are obsessed with spending money for fashion, right? The passage best supports the statement that fashion is the need of the day. The excessive craze for fashion is detrimental to one's personality. The hoard for fashion should be done away with so as to not let down the constructive development. Work and other activities should be valued more than the outward appearance. I'm going to pause so that you can read it again and figure out what the correct answer is. The passage best supports the statement that The hoard for fashion. Hoard means you keep on collecting and buying more and more clothes. The hoard for fashion should be done away with so as to not let down for constructive development. Next, one of the important humanitarian byproducts of technology is a greater dignity and value that it imparts to human labor. In a highly industrialized society, there is no essential difference between Brahmin and Dalit, Muslim and Hindu. They are equally useful and hence equally valuable for in the industrial society. Industrial society, individual productivity fixes the size of the paycheck and this fixes social status. What does it mean? We all break our head about caste and religion in our country, right? I've come across a lot of people who are very interested in other people's caste. I don't know what they achieve out of it. What it means to say is, when you put technology in right use, you are looking at an overall development. Now, regardless which caste or which religion you belong to, what you earn in terms of money is dependent on what you perform or what you deliver. Now, when we look at a highly industrialized society or industrialized country, this caste and religion doesn't make a difference. Your status in this society depends on how successful you are, and that success depends on how productive you are. And of course, that has got nothing to do with any other aspect or factor. Okay, let's look at the question. The passage best supports the statement that technology decides individuals' social status, caste and religions are man-made, human labor has dignity and value, all individuals, irrespective of caste and creed, are born equal. Industrial society is a great leveler of men. Leveler means it brings everyone to the same level. Now read the passage, think and answer. The correct answer is C. Human labor has dignity and value. It's all about human labor, not the religion or caste. Okay. Next, the future of women in India is quite bright, and let us hope that they will justify their abilities by rising to the occasion. Napoleon was right when he declared that by educating the women, we can educate the whole nation. Because a country can never rise without the contribution of 50% of their population. When we say 50%, we mean women, men equal. 50 and 50 makes it 100. The passage best supports the statement that India is striving hard for emancipation of women. All women should be well educated. A nation can progress only when women are given equal rights and opportunities as men. Women ought to be imparted full freedom to prove their worth and contribute to the progress of the nation. Please read, understand, and then respond. And D is the correct answer. Women ought to be imparted full freedom to prove their worth and contribute to the progress of the nation. Next one. The prevention of accidents makes it necessary not only that safety devices be used to guard exposed machinery, but also the mechanics be instructed in safety rules which they must follow for their own protection, and that lighting in the plant be adequate. This is about a factory setup. How safety is important, sufficient light is important, because if it's low light, accidents could occur. The passage best supports the statement that industrial accidents are always avoidable. Industrial accidents may be due to ignorance. Industrial accidents cannot be entirely overcome. Industrial accidents can be eliminated with the help of safety rules. Industrial accidents usually result from inadequate machinery. And the correct answer is D. Industrial accidents can be eliminated with the help of safety measures. All right, moving on. To forgive an injury is often considered to be a sign of weakness. It is really a sign of strength. It is easy to allow oneself to be carried away by the resentment and hate into an act of vengeance. Vengeance means revenge. But it takes a strong character to restrain those natural passions. The man who forgives an injury proves himself to be superior of the man who wronged himself and puts the wrongdoer to shame. We always say, right, to forgive is what? So anybody has anybody heard that saying? To forgive is divine? Yeah? So the person who does wrong or the person who forgives, who is bigger? Obviously the person who forgives. So the passage, let's read it. The passage best supports the statement that the sufferer alone knows the intensity of the sufferings. People tend to forgive the things happened in the past. Natural passions are difficult to suppress. Mercy is the noblest form of revenge. A person with calm and composed nature has depth of thought and vision. Read the entire paragraph again. Think, absorb, understand, and then respond. The correct answer is D. Mercy is the noblest form of revenge. When somebody does something wrong to us, we always want to take a revenge. But that revenge is something the other person is expecting. But imagine when you forgive that person, that is absolutely unexpected. It's exactly like when we were kids. If we break something, we know that our parents are going to hit us or beat us up, right? Now we expect that. For example, if you did bad in your exam, you had a unit test and you failed, you know that you will reach home, your mom or dad is going to scold you or probably beat you up with a scale. And you're expecting that. But what happens when they don't say anything at all? That makes you feel bad. That makes you decide that, okay, I'm feeling so bad, next exam, I'm going to make them happy. So when you forgive someone, that's a sign of the enormity, that's a sign of magnanimity of your personality. That is what this passage is all about. Okay. Next, industrial exhibition play a major role in a country's economy. Such exhibitions now regularly held in Delhi enable us to measure the extent of our own less advanced industrial progress and the mighty industrial power and progress of countries like UK, USA, Russia, whose pavilions are the center of greatest attention and attraction. The passage best supports the statement that industrial exhibitions greatly tax the poor economies, are most useful for the developed countries like USA, whose products stand out superior to those of the developing countries, are not of much use to the countries who are industrially backward, boost up production qualitatively and quantitatively by analytical comparison of countries' products with those of the developed countries. Engineers, science graduates, please read it carefully and pick the correct answer. You cannot go wrong with this one. Okay, of course, D is the correct answer. Last one for today. The only true education comes through the stimulation of child's powers by the demands of social situation in which he finds himself. Through these demands, he is stimulated to act as a member of a unity, to emerge from his original narrowness of action and feelings, and to conceive himself from the standpoint of the welfare of the group of which he belongs. The passage best supports the statement that real education will take place if the children imbibe action and feeling, will take place if the children are physically strong, is not provided in our schools today, comes through the interaction with social situations, comes from the self-centered approach of the students. This is part of your education system, right? So you should be able to answer this accurately. So D is the correct answer, comes through the interaction with social situations. Okay, so that was theme detection. In tomorrow's session, I will try to cover passage comprehension, and tomorrow is the second last session, so we'll have the last session on Monday 2 to 3. So Monday I will cover sentence correction and sentence improvement. So like I said, we will have 4 segments, so let me quickly show that to you. Okay, now fill in the blanks is fairly simple, right? So we did theme detection practice. So fill in the blanks. Sentence correction, we will do it on Monday. Tomorrow we'll do more of reading comprehension. If you need to practice further, if you need to watch more videos, search Infosys Placement Drive or Infosys CRT on the MANA TV channel on YouTube. You will find lots of videos. All this has been covered in the past as well. There are a lot of colleges which is still playing back these videos from YouTube only to make sure that it helps you. All this is available for free, so make use of it. If you have any questions, you can post your question on the YouTube video of today that will get uploaded. I will take a look at the questions if anybody has posted on yesterday's video, and I promise I will provide you with the answer. Okay, thanks for tuning in today. You have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye-bye.
Hi everyone, so welcome back to Google IT Support Professional Certification course. This is Vinay speaking with you. So in our today's session, so we will be talking about how to configure and implement a web server in Windows operating systems. I think all of you know how to browse a website. Every day we browse so many websites, right? Like facebook.com, google.com, yahoo.com, so many websites. Now, first of all, what is the purpose of a website? Why we are browsing a website? Maybe the same question if I ask you in the old days, like maybe 10 to 15 years back, so answer will be, so to get some information. The website, is it only to get some information? No. There are a lot of advantages nowadays for a website, like e-commerce website, shopping websites, net banking. Banking was made very simple with the help of these websites. In the old days, you want to do some transactions, maybe to your friends, family, you have to come to the bank, stand in a line, and you need to do the transactions. But now you can do the transactions online from your desktop at your home. Okay, and what else? Maybe social networking websites like Facebook, maybe Instagram, etc. So you want to talk with your friends, communicate with your friends, we are using social networking websites. Like different websites, different purposes. Every company will have a website. You talk about any organization, so Google, Yahoo, any company, they have their own website. So what is the purpose of websites? Maybe for example, you are working in an organization. Your company has its own website. Now, what is the purpose of your company website? Maybe your company want to tell to customers, to clients, to everyone, what is the purpose of your organization, what services you are going to provide, etc. Now, nowadays you want to reach the public, the best way to reach the public is the website. Okay. So, in the old days we used to go with advertisements, maybe we used to supply pamphlets, holdings, different ways. Now, so websites are very simple because everyone is connected to internet, everyone is browsing websites. Okay, so websites is the best place to reach everyone right now. So today class we will be seeing how to configure a web server. So it can be any operating system, like you talk about Windows, you talk about Linux. So they have their own services to implement web servers. So today's topic is related to Windows. So I'll be showing you how to configure a web server with the help of Windows operating system 2012 server operating system. Okay, just for your knowledge, this web server, if I want to configure in Windows, so I can configure in any operating system 2012, 2008, 2016, okay, 2000. So from NT onwards we have this web service in Windows. Even client operating systems, maybe you have a Windows 7, Windows 8 on your machine also you can host a website actually. Okay, so if you check this slide once, so if you talk about web server in Windows, so we will be using a service called as IIS, Internet Information Services. Now, as an IT expert, IT administrator, your responsibility might be to manage a website also for your organization. As we came to know, every company might have a website. Now, who manages the website? Administrator, IT administrator. So if it is Windows, we have to work on this service called as IIS, Internet Information Services. So IIS, which is used to host the information over internet. It can be intranet or internet, within the office, outside the office purpose. You can host a website successfully with the help of this feature IIS, which provides integrated, reliable, dependable, scalable, expandable, manageable, easy to manage web server you want. You need this feature called as IIS. Now, from which operating system we have this IIS? When you talk about server operating systems, so this is what the history of the IIS in different operating systems. Like from 2000, from NT onwards we have this IIS 2.0. Right now the one which I am showing is the last one, using IIS 8.0 with the help of this operating system, Windows 2012 server operating system. Now, what I can do with the help of this IIS, like what type of sites I can host. So I can host a HTTP website, I can host a HTTPS website, I can host a FTP site also. Now, when you type any URL in your browser, www.yahoo.com, google.com, automatically browser will show HTTP, right? Okay. So what is HTTP? So HTTP stands for Hypertext Transfer Protocol. It is a worldwide publishing service. If I want to get the website, if I want to give you the website, between two computers the transactions will be happening with the help of this protocol HTTP, and its port number is 80. You want to provide security also, you can provide. So this protocol is easily configured and it supports security encryption also. So default port number of this HTTP is 80. So as I said, using IIS you can host a website in the intranet as well as internet also. Okay, for example, so in this diagram you can see internet web server. So the circle is office. In your office you are the IT expert, you hosted a website. Okay. Now who will be accessing this website? Who? Maybe everyone in the world should access this website. So this is internet website. That means every person can access this website, like how we are browsing Yahoo, Facebook, how we are browsing Google. In the same way, everyone can access this website. Okay, for example, here the client, what he is doing, he is typing the URL. If you check this slide once, so he is typing this address www.ms.com. Once he enters this address in his computer, the request will go to DNS. In the last session we talked about DNS. DNS will tell the IP address of the web server. Using that IP address, you will contact the web server which is in the office, you will get the website. Like this, everyone can access this website from any corner in the world because it is a internet website. So internet website means, so like how we are browsing Yahoo, the same way. Now another type of website is intranet, within the office. Some organization will be configuring a web server only for the office purpose. Okay. So, for example, in this slide you can see this is an intranet website. Intranet means who can access this website? Only the office people can access. Like user in the office, he is browsing some URL. He is contacting the web server in the office, he is getting the website. Now, from my home, can I access this website? I can't access this website because it is a intranet website. Now, it can be intranet or internet. What are the basic requirements I need? Okay, for example, these are the basic requirements. Requirements to host a web server successfully. Now, first of all, server should have a static IP. Static IP means permanent IP address. Okay. And if it is internet purpose, not for the office, everyone should access this website. At that time, that IP address should be public IP. Public IP you have to purchase from your ISP, internet service provider. Next, we need DNS service for like domain name registration. We need second point. Okay, like for example, I want to host a website in the internet, www.yahoo.com. So what I have to do is I have to register this website yahoo.com. Using some websites like godaddy.com, you can register the websites. So maybe you have time, check the internet once, www.godaddy.com. You try to enter a name, something like xyz.com. You want to register this name, you can register. Registering this domain name is not free of cost. Okay, depending on the extension, .com, .net price changes. Okay. So after that, we need DNS service for naming resolution, the one which converts names to IPs, IPs to names. Okay. And after that, we need a home directory to keep all the web pages. Okay. So whenever user browses, so you will be getting a web page, right? So that web pages we have to keep in the save in the web server. So if we have the following requirements right now, so you can successfully configure a web server. Now let me show you practically how to configure a web server using Windows operating system 2012 server OS. Okay. So let's go back to our server once. Okay, this is my web server. Okay, so this is my web server right now. Now, if I want to configure a website, host a website in this server, right now the OS is 2012. Okay, so any service in the operating system 2012, you have to install from server manager. Okay, I open server manager. You can see add roles and features. So I already installed the service to save our time, but how to install, this is the procedure. Add roles and features. Okay, once I click on add roles and features, a new wizard will appear. All I need to do is click next until you see the screen server roles. Okay, in server roles page, so what service you want to install? Like in the previous classes, I showed you Active Directory we have installed. We installed DNS in the previous sessions. Like this, right now, what service you want to install? I want to install web service, IIS, Internet Information Services. So what service you want? You check that box, click next and install. Okay. So right now, as I said, in order to save our time, I already installed. Okay, process is very simple. Check the box and install it. Okay, once installation is done, so in the start, you will get a console called as IIS. You can see this is the console, Internet Information Services. So if I open this, okay, this is IIS 8. Internet Information Services 8, that is the version name of this OS, IIS in this OS. So I want to host my own website. So first we came to know we need web pages. So if I open computer, my computer, I already have some web pages for my practical purpose. I saved these web pages for my lab purpose. So these are just home pages. For example, so if I open Yahoo, Okay, this is the home page which I saved. The home page means I can't click images and go to images. Okay, you will get only this page. Practical purpose, I just saved some pages in this computer, Z drive, web pages folder. Okay, this is my home directory where I keep all my web pages of my website. As IT administrator, I'll keep everything in this web pages folder. Okay, now, so what I will do, I'll open this Internet Information Service. Right click sites, add a website. Okay, site name, I'll give a random name. So, for example, let us say yahoo.com. Name is just an example here. You can give any name you want. So, your organization name. So, what website name you want to host, you can give that name there. Okay, I just gave the name yahoo.com. So, after that, if you check this server operating system here, so physical path, it is asking me where are your web pages. My web pages, everything my programmers gave to me. Okay, so all my web pages, what my programmers, web designers gave, I kept everything in my practical drive. In that practical drive, Yahoo folder is the place where I kept my web pages. My IP address of the server. Now, how my users will be browsing my website, www.yahoo.com. With what name users will browse, that name. I'll click OK. Okay, now whenever someone browses my website, for example, I'll open Internet Explorer. If someone browses my website yahoo.com, what should be the default page that I have to configure? So, in order to configure the default page, so I'll go back to this server operating system here. You have option called as default document. Okay, so in this default document, I need to enter the website web page name here. Okay, but where is my web pages? In my practical drive. So, in order to go to there, yahoo.com explore. This is my web page. I'll copy that name. Now, this is a HTML file. You can see this is the HTML file. I'll open IIS yahoo.com default document, add. So, I'll enter the extension, the name and the extension, the name which I copied and the extension, it is a HTML file. So, I'll click OK. Okay. So, my job is done. As a web administrator, I successfully hosted my website. Okay. Now, how user will browse? In his computer, he will enter this address www.yahoo.com. But already we came to know in the DNS sessions, you can't contact the web server using name directly, you need IP address. So, when I enter this URL, my request will go to my DNS server, right. So, generally you don't get this website by default, request will be going to DNS server. In the DNS server, I have to create a new zone, a primary zone, zone name your website name, yahoo.com. Now, in this yahoo.com zone, you have to create records, host and alias, which we already discussed in the DNS sessions. Now, host, which computer is hosting your website? System 1. Example, this computer name. IP address of this computer, it is 10.0.0.1. Generally, DNS server, web server will be two different computers in the real time, in the production environment, in the organizations. Right now, practical purpose, I am assuming DNS, web server, same computer. New alias, a nickname www So, which is pointing to yahoo.com system1. Okay. After you create, then you will get this web page. Okay. So, right now I got this web page automatically because I have done some pre-configuration, like that is the reason. So, or else first you have to create this DNS zones, then only you will get the website. That is how a website will be hosted. Now, this is intranet website within the office. Okay. Now, who can browse my website? Only my network people can browse. Everyone should browse this website. At that time, this name you have to register. Okay, like as I said, a website name godaddy.com. You go to that website, you register this name. That means your website name is registered in the internet. And at that same time, you have to purchase a public IP address. You take the public IP address assigned to your server. Now, if I configure these two things successfully, everyone can access your website from any corner in the world. So, that is how you can host a website. Now, let us do some changes to this website. Okay. For example, here if you look at this page, IIS page. Okay. So, now you type www.yahoo.com, you will get the Yahoo page. Okay. Now, if I click on images, generally I have to go to images. If I click on mail, I have to go to the mail pages. But right now, so we didn't configure anything, right? We just configured a home page. Now, how do I configure all these things? Right now, the web designer, your software employee, the programmer in the office, he will configure hyperlinks. Okay, while creating this website, designing, he will configure hyperlinks. That means hyperlinks means you click mail, you will go to the mail page. You will click images, you will go to the images page. Okay. Now, these are all called as virtual directories. Virtual directory is nothing but a subdirectory. This is the home page. So, if I click images, you will go to the images pages, that is a subdirectory. You go to dictionary, you click on dictionary, you will go to the dictionary page, that is a subdirectory. Now, how to configure the subdirectory? Let us see. For this configuration, I have another web pages, Yahoo mail pages. Right now, first we have used Yahoo, this is the home page. Now, these are the virtual directories. They can be present anywhere in the computer, no need to present in the same drive, same folder, anywhere. Okay. Let us configure a mail, Yahoo mail. So, that means I designed another web page, Yahoo mail web pages. I want to link this in this home page. I will open IIS, yahoo.com, add virtual directory. Virtual directory name is mail. Where are my mail pages? So, mail pages are present in my practical drive, Yahoo mail folder. So, I will explore mail. I will go to the mail pages, copy the HTML file name. Okay, default document, add that name here. Paste the name with an extension .htm. Our job is done. Now, if someone is browsing my website, yahoo.com means Yahoo page you will get. If the programmer already defined the virtual directory, you click on this mail page, you will go to the mail page. Right now, we didn't configure anything related to hyperlinks. Okay. So, right now what I will do, in order to access this mail page, I will type /mail. You enter, you have to get the mail page. So, I will just this is problem with the cache. So, I will just remove my temporary information and I try to browse it again. Okay, I will delete the previous temporary history. Okay, this is a common problem because just now I hosted the website here and this is Internet Explorer. Okay, www.yahoo.com. You should get Yahoo page. Okay, let me fix this problem once. So, as a IT administrator, you don't just configure, you should be aware of troubleshooting also. Right now, I will try to ping, I will check why my website is not working. So, www.yahoo.com. So, I am not getting any reply here. So, there is a problem with the DNS. So, what I will do is ipconfig flush DNS. Again I will ping. You can see this time I am getting a reply. So, this is how you can fix your problem. That means you hosted a website, you configure DNS, but your website is not working. So, how you can fix? You try to go to command prompt and ping. If reply is coming, everything is perfect. If reply is not coming, there is a problem with the DNS. You clear the cache and you try to browse it again now. So, you should get the Yahoo page. Okay. Now, if I want to browse mail page, I will type /mail here. It's www.yahoo.com /mail. Okay, you will get the mail page. Like this, you can configure hundreds of virtual directories under this same website www.yahoo.com. Now, if you have programming knowledge, in the home page itself you configure hyperlinks, you click on mail, you will go to the mail page. You don't need to manually type /mail. Okay, that is how you can configure virtual directories also. Now, I want to show you one more practical which is something called as HTTP redirection. How to redirect the websites from one website to another website. Like for example, let us say in the old days, maybe you are already familiar with this hutch.com. So, where we used to recharge our mobile phones, everything using that website. Now, if you type hutch.com, that website, will it be working? No. So, because it is converted to Vodafone, right? Okay. In the old days, when Hutch was converted to Vodafone, when I used to type hutch.com, so directly my website used to go to vodafone.com, but how it is happening, let us see. That means the name changed, ownership changed of your website. At that time, how do you configure the redirection? Okay, for example, let me show you how to configure this HTTP redirection. For this, we need two websites. Let me configure another website. Okay, this is, let us say for example, google.com. I got google.com web pages in my practical drive. You can see Google pages, IP address www.google.com. Click OK. Okay, same procedure. So, I will explore and copy the HTML file name. I will paste it under google.com default document. And I will configure DNS zones for google.com. So, we are assuming we are hosting the website Google. So, for our website we are creating the DNS zones in our office. Under google.com I will create host and alias records. Okay, my job is done. So, now when I try to browse Google, I should get Google page. Okay. So, two websites I have right now. I got Google, I got Yahoo. But now I want redirection. That means whenever someone types Yahoo, their page automatically should be redirected to Google. So, in order to do this, so what I will do, yahoo.com. So, I need an option called as HTTP redirection here, but which is not available. So, in order to get that, you go back to server manager. So, that is one of the feature of your IIS web service which you have to install manually. In server roles page, already I installed web server, but I need to add this feature called as HTTP redirection. So, if I scroll down web server, common features, you can see HTTP redirection. I have to check that box. Okay. And if you want to add any other features related to this IIS, you can add. For example, maybe I want to configure FTP server also. I can check this box FTP. All are part of this web server. So, I checked FTP as well as HTTP redirection, because I want to show you how to configure FTP server also. So, once I click on install, this installation starts. Okay. So, installation will take a couple of minutes. So, once installation is done successfully, you can configure this HTTP redirection. Now, let me show give you another example for HTTP redirection when the installation is going on. Okay, in the old days, there is a bank called as UTI Bank. Okay, now the bank name has been changed to Axis Bank. So, I am the customer of this UTI. So, in the old days, if I want to browse this website, bank website UTI, I will type uti.com. Okay. But now, is it working? No, Axis. But at that time, when the bank people change this name, website also has been changed. But all customers don't know name has been changed. So, we used to browse the same website UTI. So, the bank administrator, what he has done, he configured this HTTP redirection. That means customers who are typing UTI, they will be automatically redirected to Axis, like how I said Hutch, you redirected to Vodafone in the same way. Okay. So, that is what we are going to see now. So, right now what we are seeing is we have Yahoo, we have Google, two working websites are there. When I say two working websites, you type google.com, you are getting Google page. If you type Yahoo, you are getting Yahoo page. Okay. But now what I want, if someone browses Yahoo, they should be redirected to Google automatically. Okay, that is what we want to do. So, once this is completed, you will get a message, installation succeeded. So, you install this feature HTTP. In a few minutes later, we will talk about FTP, that service also we installed. So, both are part of this IIS, Internet Information Services. Okay. So, when this process is happening, so I just closed this console to reopen as we are doing the installation. If I open this IIS, now you can see, if I expand the server, okay. So, if I click on yahoo.com, you will find out a new option called as HTTP redirection here. Okay, HTTP redirection. Okay, I will enter the URL. So, right now we are working on Yahoo. I want to redirect it to Google. So, I will type Google address here, http://. So, www.google.com. Okay, www.google.com, I will click apply. Okay, our job is done. So, now verification, if someone is browsing, I will open browser. Okay, I will enter the address www.yahoo.com. Now, what should happen? Automatically, I should get Google page. You just refresh once, you will get automatically to Google page. So, that is how HTTP redirection also will be working. Okay. Now, let us configure FTP server also. Now, FTP stands for File Transfer Protocol. Okay. Now, what I can do with the help of this FTP? So, for example, in your office there are so many employees. Now, all these employees want to download some files from the server or upload some files to the server. At that time, you can use this service called as FTP. So I'll provide this uploading and downloading feature to my users with the help of a site, that is FTP site. Okay, I already installed this FTP feature. First I'll create a folder in my computer. Okay, I'll name the folder name as data. All my employees data I'll keep here with some documents. Okay, a new document you can see. Okay, now I'll open IIS, add FTP site. Now if you have observed, previously I don't have this option, I have only add website. Now it is available because in the few minutes back we installed it. Add FTP site. Okay, site name I'll give it as my site 1. Now where are my documents, everything I kept in my one of my drive, Z drive, data folder. That means all my employees will browse this folder from browser. What files they can download and upload the files. I'll click next. IP address of this server. Okay, so no SSL. I want anonymous access, everyone should access this, all users should access this with upload and download permissions. Read and write means uploading and downloading. Finish. So my job is done. So how my employees will be accessing this site? So in the URL ftp:// my server IP address. Once they enter, they will get the FTP site. You have seen, right, I created a new text document, the same document is available here. Now how they can download or upload? So they will go to view tab, open FTP site in File Explorer. Now there are so many applications like FileZilla, okay, which will help you to directly connect to the FTP server instead of browser, which is very simple for uploading and downloading. Right now, so you can see this open FTP site in File Explorer. I'll click on that one. So once I click on this FTP, you can see the same document. I'll copy this one and paste. That is how you can download. Maybe you have some files in your computer you want to upload to the server, copy them and paste here. That's how uploading and downloading will be working with the help of this FTP. Okay, so this is about your IIS, Internet Information Services, how to host a web server. I hope the session is very informative to you. So we have seen successfully how to configure web server in Windows. So this is Vinay Kumar signing off. Thank you everyone.
Everybody, welcome to today's session. So we're going to begin with the communication skills training for today as a part of the ESE program. So what we covered in the last session was the basics of communication, where I spoke about the fundamentals. In today's session, I'm going to recap certain aspects of communication tree. So we looked at certain myths and realities in terms of communication cycle. I explained to you what does that mean. So let's take a quick look at the communication tree. So when we talk about the tree, the first thing that we need is a language. Now the language is broken into sentences. Now these sentences exist in every language. Whichever language we speak about, there is a language that is broken into sentences. And here we are speaking specifically about oral communication. Now the sentences are broken into words, and we usually think the words are broken into letters. This is again a myth that we need to get rid of. Since we are speaking about oral communication, the words are not broken into letters, they are broken into sound. When we speak about oral communication, this is a face-to-face communication when one person is talking to another person or one person is talking to more than one person. So it could be one to one or one to many. The medium can be anything. It doesn't really matter. Should it be face-to-face? It can be over the telephone. It can be a speech. For example, the Prime Minister's message that comes like Man Ki Baat, he records the speech and that is beamed on television or on radio. When there is a news that you're watching, certain segment of the news is live, but certain segment or majority of it is not live. It's recorded and it's played after that. So when we talk about any of these communication which is oral in nature, we are hearing it. And when we hear, we don't hear the letters, we hear the sentences which can be broken into words, but words are not broken into letters, they are broken into sounds. Now this fundamental aspect of words being broken into sounds is what pronunciation is all about. So let me repeat what pronunciation is. So pronunciation refers to the way in which we make the sound of words. It also means creating correct sounds using the muscles of our mouth, tongue and lips, etc. There are other important aspects of pronunciation. We looked at certain examples of word stress where we emphasize on certain syllables in a word, where the emphasis is on certain syllables. We looked at sentence stress where the emphasis is on certain words in a sentence. Linking, we looked at certain examples, joining certain words together. Intonation, the rise and fall of our voice as we speak. I gave you certain examples for intonation as well. Now, why should we focus on the pronunciation as a first fundamental pillar of communication? Let me show you certain example. I'm going to type certain words and I'm going to break it down to sounds. This is to demonstrate why pronunciation is very important. Okay. Now, I have a word which is sir, right? Now, this particular word is pronounced as sir, Now, this is a vowel sound. You will understand what a vowel sound is very soon. It's sir, or r, sir. This is how we are supposed to pronounce. Now, if you go in India, if you go down south in southern part of the country, the pronunciation changes of this word. Majority of the people pronounce the word sir as sar. Sar, can you please answer my question? So instead of saying sir, they say sar. So this is a pronunciation mistake. Now, how do we identify it's a pronunciation mistake? Instead of a vowel sound they end up using a vowel sound a. Another example. The word is class and the pronunciation is k, l, a, s, class. This is how the pronunciation is. But people make a mistake. They say k, l, o, s. Instead of saying class, they end up pronouncing this as class. Okay? Now, why does this happen? It happens because of one fundamental issue that we call as regional influence. Let me quickly show you what do we mean by that. So we have two fundamental problems in English language when we speak. One is mother tongue influence. The second one is regional influence. People usually mistake the mother tongue influence as a pronunciation issue, but it's not a pronunciation issue. It's actually a regional influence issue. So whatever problem that we face in terms of incorrect pronunciation, it's because of regional influence. The reason it's a regional influence, because every region has a particular language and a dialect, and the sound pattern of that particular language and dialect impacts a third language or second language, which is English. Now, what do we mean by mother tongue influence? Mother tongue influence is something that impacts grammar. For example, there is a sentence, lot of people, for example, I'm supposed to reach a particular meeting at 4 o'clock, but I was 20 minutes late, and they ask me, why are you late? And my response is, I came late. Why? Because I did not get a cab, or I did not get an auto rickshaw, or my bus was late. So what do I say? I reached late. Why? Because I could not get a cab on time. This why because is a wrong usage in English language. There is a Telugu word which is yendukante. So we do a direct translation from that word to English, and we say why because. Now why and because cannot be together, because one of the word, which is why, is a redundancy. The same thing applies to this particular example. I can able to come at 4 p.m. Can you able to come at 4 p.m.? Now this is wrong. Can and able cannot be together because they mean the same. So the correct form is, I can come at 4 p.m. and the question is, can you come at 4 p.m.? So the word able is not necessary, it's redundancy. Now when you have a word which is redundancy, what happens is it leads to grammatical issues. That is what mother tongue influence is all about. We do a transliteration. Transliteration basically means literal translation. We do a literal translation from our vernacular language to English language, and that leads to a grammar problem. For example, a lot of us ask this question when we meet for the first time. We ask, what's your good name? Now, what do we mean by good name? That doesn't mean the person also has a bad name. In India, culturally speaking, a person's name could be Srinivas, but at home, his friends or family calls him Srinu. So when they say, what's your good name? They basically mean, what is the name which is mentioned in your resume or in your certificate? That is what good name is. But in English language, it can be either good or bad, which doesn't mean the person has a bad name as such. So that is what mother tongue influence is all about, where we think in a particular language, a vernacular language, and we do a direct translation to English, and that leads to grammar issue. But here we are speaking about sounds, we are speaking about pronunciation. When we speak about pronunciation, we are supposed to talk about regional influence. In every part of India, like I said, there is a language, there is dialect. So the pronunciation pattern of that particular language or dialect influences English language sounds when we speak. And that is why if you go to certain part of the country, they pronounce the same words differently. For example, if I have a word which is America, if you go to North India, especially Punjab, Chandigarh, Delhi and all that, now the correct pronunciation is, if I have to break it down to syllables, America. So there are 4 syllables, America. Now in northern part of the country, they pronounce this as Rica. So they drop a syllable. Instead of saying America, they say I'm going to America. For example, the word which is school. There are 2 syllables, school. But in places like UP, Bihar, Jharkhand, they add another syllable, they pronounce this as school. Wherever there is a word that starts with the s sound, they add a e in front. So instead of saying school, they say school. Something like this happens here as well. For example, the word student, instead of saying student, lot of people pronounce this as student. So they add sh, they start it with sh instead of s. So how do we correct these problems? Now some of it comes because of the influences around us. This is how our teachers taught us in school. Unfortunately, even they did not know what is the correct pronunciation. When they keep talking with a wrong pronunciation, we all think that is the right pronunciation because they are the teachers. Obviously they know the best and they are accurate and perfect. So we end up thinking that this is how the word is actually pronounced, but that is not the fact. Now why this entire pronunciation aspect is important? It's because it can lead to confusion when you are speaking to someone. There is a shift of sound that can happen, and that is what we need to eliminate. Let me show you certain examples of sound shift, why it can lead to a problem. I have a word which is leave and another word which is live.